Welcome all sports fans to tonight's event, Chapin against AC Flora here at Cecil Woolbright Field. My name's Hayden Skaggs, and commentating alongside me is Pearson Wiley. Pearson, what do you look for tonight against the big game?
Well, I look for this Chapin defense to hopefully put on another good performance this week, as their defense has at times forced a lot of turnovers this season. I look for James Wells and Jacob Drag to put up a good performance tonight and lead this Chapin defense. I also am curious to see how well this Flora offense plays after their great performance last week against Columbia.
And going on Flora, they've recently won their first game against Columbia home last week. They're going on 1-2 now, Chapin being 3-0. Chapin looking to keep it 4-0 here at home before they go against Dutch Fork. But the Falcons could provide an upset, which also sparks a flashback to 2015. You want to go into that, Pearson?
Yep, 2015, it was final regular season home game here at Cecil Woolbright, and Flora upset a Chapin team that was undefeated and led by Logan Bailey, Kale Rame, and Evan Estridge. And after the game, there were a lot of huge issues with Flora storming the field and stuff, but we'll not talk about that anymore. But I'm definitely looking forward to a very good game tonight. I think it's going to be a very physical battle as both these teams have a heated rivalry with each other, but I'm very intrigued to watch this game tonight.
As well as I, and we'll see you in a bit. Now to Aislinn with a sideline interview.
I'm here with Miss Williams. What makes Eagle Fest so special?
Oh, I think just bringing the community together to have all the feeder schools here just for a night of fellowship and fun. Everything's free for the community. It's just really neat to see everybody together.
Back to you guys.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to tonight's wonderful matchup between AC Flora and Chapin Eagles here tonight at Cecil Woolbright Field. Big rivalry game tonight. As we said earlier, 2015, Chapin had a perfect record destroyed by the Falcons as they won, and a lot of chaos happened after that, but we won't get into too much detail. What are your keys to the game for tonight, Pearson?
My keys to the game tonight is to see how well this Chapin run offense does. As a couple weeks ago against Newberry, that run offense looked well. Tyson Thomas, Cooper Evans had big games. And for AC Flora to see how well they can move, how well their offense can move against this Chapin defense that's been very tough to run against all year so far.
Yeah, Chapin has been proving up some good numbers. Roger Padroni, who had a very impressive game not last week, but 2 weeks ago against Newberry, as we were unable to host at Spring Valley due to the effects of Hurricane Florence. But Padroni put up good numbers. He had, I believe, 2 passing touchdowns and a rushing touchdown. Is that right?
I'm almost 100% positive that is, yeah, because he had a touchdown to Tyson Thomas passing.
And Jason Graves.
And then he had 1 rushing, yep. He had 3 total touchdowns last.
Big numbers by number 5 for the Eagles. And I think definitely if AC Flora wants one thing to do, I would think it would be to stop Padroni from being able to scramble or move out of the pocket and find a wide receiver like Jason Graves or Gio Macaluso. Going on Gio Macaluso, back to Newberry, who had that amazing return, as we referenced his nickname, Gio the Jet, who had that 85-yard return, almost touchdown after Newberry had scored on that opening drive.
Yep, Giovanni Macaluso. He kind of kickstarted Chapin's momentum in that game a couple weeks ago against Newberry. And once Gio had that return, the momentum just turned, and Chapin started to play very well after that return.
And now we have the coin toss, where we're going to have the captains for the Eagles. Number 19, Gio Macaluso. Number 34, James Wells. Number 2, Jake Watson. And number 24...
Number 24, Zach Brown.
Zach Brown.
Those are the 4 captains tonight for the Eagles.
And there's 3 for the Falcons. We can't see their numbers from here, but
it's number 2 for AC Flora.
That's R.J. Mobley. Okay, we've scouted Mobley. Mobley apparently has been on the radar to look out for Chapin. He has 10 receptions for 125 yards and a touchdown so far this season. I definitely think he showed up in their win last week against Columbia, 45-12. Gave Flora their first win for the 2018 season.
Yep, and the other captains I'm seeing for Flora is number 7, Jalen Tarver, and number 11, Matthew Barber are the other captains for the Falcons. And the thing with Florida is they should be very well rested coming in this game. They haven't played in 3 weeks. Because their last game against Columbia was 3 weeks ago. They were supposed to play last week, but due to Hurricane Florence, they were not able to play, and they had their bye week the week before that. So Florida should be a very well-rested side tonight coming in this game against Chapin.
I mean, Chapin themselves, they also had 2 weeks to rest. I mean, I wouldn't really say rest. I'm pretty sure Coach Gentry had them running and going through drills throughout most time as possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it from Coach Gentry. I mean, you want this team to stay fresh. You don't want them to get rusty over a long period of time. So I would agree with the decision to try to make sure they have that energy up, continue to know how big of a game this is. I mean, Chapin's looking to go 4-0 this season. Honestly, so far, compared to most people's projections, I mean, Chapin so far is overseeded so far, I would say.
Yeah, Chapin is currently sitting at second in the region as their big jump to 5A this year. They've been putting up, definitely turning people's heads, thinking that Chapin wouldn't do so hot coming into 5A, but they're actually tied with Dutch Fork. Dutch Fork being at first as they've allowed less points and they're more favored. But furthermore, Flora currently 4th of 6 in their region, Region 4 for 4A. They're definitely not out of the playoff picture. I definitely say that they can easily turn the season around with a good run game and they definitely want to start the season off right. I definitely think a win against Chapin would do good for them. It really make people think twice about Flora before they think they're just a sleeper team. I
mean, yeah, that region this year is going to be a lot tougher. I mean, Chapin left that region, and Lakewood and Crestwood have joined that region. I mean, the things that we've been hearing about, Lower Richland is still looking like they're the region favorites this year. OW is supposed to have a very solid team this year, and they're looking like probably a dangerous contender also in that region. But, I mean, the key really to say is how well will Flora do? Because, I mean, it's kind of been touted after how much talent they've had over the past, couple years. Last year was the first year where they kind of really have struggled in the past. I don't know how many years they've been probably one of the best teams in 4A, 3A.
And looking at the sidelines, looks like it's gonna have Flora kick off first. Chapin will receive the ball, and Flora will receive the ball after halftime. Number 44, their kicker. We don't have a name for.
Number 44, Neil Weaver, is going to be the one kicking off here for the Falcons. I assume Chapin would probably put back Giovanni Macaluso, but we're not 100% positive. But I'm definitely looking forward to this game tonight. It's going to be a very competitive, I think very physical battle, as both these teams have had. I mean, they've had a brewing rivalry since 2015, as we said.
Looking at next week, Chapin takes on their first region game against Dutch Fork. Definitely the big talk game. Two big District 5 teams going against each other. As the other two teams, Irmo and Dutch Fork, have already faced off, and Dutch Fork ended up winning that game 58-0. And we're gonna see if Chapin might have something to maybe turn the Silver Fox heads around and potentially an upset. But here we go into the game, and it's gonna be a little squib kick about the 15-yard line, returned by the Eagles. As Gio the Jet Macaluso gets a decent gain of, I would say, about almost 20 yards, so about the 32-yard line. And here comes the Eagles offense.
Eagles offense led by quarterback Roger Padroni, with running back Tyson Thomas also starting with him. And that Chapin front line tonight, definitely going to be huge to win the battle in the trenches. Starting a line tonight for the Eagles, Garrett Hike, Hunter Deaton, Josh Taylor, Blake Bartolome, and Thornton Gentry is starting a line tonight for the Eagles.
So Roger's going to have two to his right. Trey Lyle's going to motion to the right. He's got Thomas in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Thomas. Thomas is going to be tackled, and he's going to be brought to the ground. Might be a tackle for loss.
It's going to be close. I think Thomas originally looked like he was going to lose a lot more, but he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Eagles.
So, yeah, it looks like no gain there for the Eagles. Padroni's going to have two to his left.
Yeah, Padroni will line up by himself in the gun.
And it's going to be, and a perfectly read play there by the Flora defense. That was a late handoff to Trey Lyles. I believe that was number 55 on the tackle, Michael Sauls, the D lineman.
Yep, and it was a good read there. It looked like it was that the Eagles were going for a delayed handoff there, but Flora was easily there to stop Lyles, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Eagles. Let's see if they can come with some magic on 3rd down. Padroni's got 3 lined up to his left with a tight end on the right.
He's going to take the snap and roll to his left. He's trying to look for room, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. That's a great start for the Flora defense. Has definitely set a tone, as it's going to be a 3 and out for Chapin's first drive tonight.
Yeah, pressure brought there by number 9, Dewey Green for the Falcons, and Chapin will punt it away after their first offensive possession.
Going to return the ball for the Falcons is number 3, Quincy Riley.
Yep, and back to punt for the Eagles is number 6, Alex Nelson. Let's see if the Eagles can pin him back deep, and let's see how Flora maybe can do deep in their own territory.
This is definitely what you want to see for if you're an AC Flora fan. You see a big souped-up team like Chapin. You want to quiet them early, get a nice defensive stop, and maybe put 6 on the board. And here's a kick. It's going to go, and it's going to bounce a little further. Picked up by Quincy, and he's going to return that and take it out of bounds.
Yep, Nelson was able to get, looks like about a 47-yard punt, returned for about 13 yards there by the Falcons. Quincy's going to be down at about, looks like the 33, 34-yard line for the Falcons. And that's where this offense of the Falcons will start in their first possession. And Chapin's starting defense tonight, that front line of Jacob Dragg, Garrett Hyken, Justin Gooding.
And the quarterback for tonight for Flora is going to be Matthew Jameson, number 1.
Matthew Jameson, who really looked well 3 weeks ago against Columbia, as he had 237 total yards in a day for 3 total touchdowns.
He's going to signal a motion. He's got 3 to his right. That's going to be a quarterback keeper. And a great read by the Eagles. But he's going to get a decent gain out of that. A gain of about 4 yards. Going to bring up about 2nd and 6, maybe 2nd and 5.
Yep, Chapin looked like they were trying to get in the backfield very quickly, but Jameson was able to sneak up for about a 5-yard gain there. It'll be 2nd and 5 come up here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 39-yard line. Looks like the first one there for the Eagles is number 38, Dante Chirico.
Going to bring up 2nd down now.
We have Jameson will line up. Looks like in a pistol formation with 4 wide receivers, 1 running back.
And it's going to be a fake handoff. And he's going to keep it. It was going to be an option. A great sack. And that's a huge play for Chapin. That was number 36 for the Eagles.
Sam Greer, the sophomore. I think it's his first career start for Sam Greer. And good job early reading that read. Looked like it was an RPO there from the Falcons.
That was an excellent play by Greer there. I believe you are correct. This is his first varsity debut, and that's definitely going to look good on his resume.
Yep, and it'll be 3rd and 8 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 36-yard line. Man in motion for Flora. They got 4 wideouts on this play.
He's going to call a snap, and it's going to be a screen play. And caught easily by the Eagles. Number 36, Sam Greer again, who led that tackle.
Sam Greer and Dante Chirico there. Looks like Flora was trying to go for a screen, and really the ball from Jameson was up in the air for too long, and Chapin defense was able to get there fast enough, and they get the stop, and they will force a punt here for the Falcons. Back to punt for the Falcons is number 44, Neil
Weaver. And there's going to be a whistle on the play. However, a flag is now thrown. We're going to go for the official here.
Legal substitution on the Falcons, and now it'll be punting from their own 31-yard line, so their own 36.
So that's really going to hurt Flora. Give Chapin a better field advantage.
Yep, you can see back deep for the Eagles is number 7, Trey Lyles.
And Gio Macaluso, I believe. Oh, that's going to be a decent punt by Weaver. Macaluso recovers.
Yeah,
a decent block there. And Macaluso's got room to run. And he's going to take it out to about the 50-yard line. An excellent return. As you saw on your screen earlier, Macaluso had to actually back up to catch the return. And definitely made up for it, as Eagles now have the ball at about the 50-yard line.
There's about a 50-yard punt there by Neil Weaver. Macaluso was able to return it down to the 50-yard line. I think about a 30-yard return there. And Chapin will now have 1st and 10, ball at the 50. And the field position's already flipped for Chapin as they're in great field position to start this next drive.
So Padroni's got 2 to his left now. He's got Tyson Thomas in the backfield. It's going to be a fake handoff. A pass to number 81, Jason Graves. And that's going to be a decent gain, almost first down.
Yep, Jason Graves caught the screen there for about an 8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 2 coming up for the Eagles. Ball on the Flora 42-yard line. And yeah, Jason Graves, a couple weeks ago against Newberry, had his first touchdown catch of the season. He played a big role in that win against Newberry.
You're definitely right there. I think Jason Graves, that's probably just the start of this season for him. I definitely think he's going to be a big playmaker, big clutch playmaker for Chapin this year. Senior year, he's going to try and show out. Oh, and a run play that's just well read by the Flora Falcons.
There's a bunch of Falcons in the backfield. I don't know if there's miscommunication along the O-line, but he is dropped back for about a 5-yard loss in the play. And it's 3rd and 7 coming up here for the Eagles. Ball on the Flora 47-yard line.
I couldn't even tell who got there first, to be honest. I mean, looks like the whole D-line got through, and poor Tyson Thomas had to take that for a huge loss. Now it's going to be 3rd and about 7 for the Eagles. It's going to be a fake handoff. Hell, handoff to Lyles instead. And he's going to try and move around, but again, eaten up by that Flora defense. And now it's going to bring 4th down. And another punt for the Eagles.
I know Coach Thomas right now on that sideline is not going to be happy with how this possession turned out for the Eagles O-line. As it looked like there might have been some miscommunications along the front, and back-to-back tackles for loss there for the Falcons. And it'll be 4th and 10 count up here for the Eagles. Nelson will punt it away. See if he can pin Flora deep here on this punt.
So here we got Quincy Riley to return the punt for the Flora Falcons. And Alex Nelson to punt it for the Chapin Eagles. And here's a kick. Ooh, almost blocked. And that's going to be a good kick coming out of bounds at about the 10-yard line. Great punt by Nelson.
Yep, Nelson able to get it out about the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st 10 Flora starting from their own 16 on this drive.
So not quite how they wanted it to go. They had the ball at the 50. Almost got a first down, but that Florida defense really backed them down and caused a 3 and out again.
But yeah, the thing you got to look for, the thing you got to be happy with Chapin is that you're forcing Flora into some bad field position to start this game. If this turns into a defensive battle, you want to win the field position battle. And so far, Chapin is winning the field position battle.
So the Falcons starting at their own 16.
Yeah.
Matthew Jameson, a quarterback. He's gonna have a running back behind him, 3 to his left, 1 to his right, and he's got to drop back. He's gonna look for a pass, and it's caught and met immediately by Taylor Lehman, just shy of the first down. Gonna bring him about 2nd and 3.
And that was caught there by number 2, R.J. Mobley, who's coming into this game leading the Falcons in receiving yards. So it'll be 2nd and 3 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball in their own 23.5-yard line. Jameson will line up with 4 wide receivers, 3 to his left, 1 to his right, and a running back in the backfield with him.
Jameson dropping back. He's going to go deep. He might have a man, and it's caught. He's going to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Flora.
Touchdown, R.J. Mobley on the 77-yard pass there from Matt Jameson. Mobley beat Lehman to the outside, and he is gone.
And Flora strikes first, putting up 6 on the Eagles on their home field. This is definitely, you can tell by their student section, this is definitely what they want. They're trying to get inside Chapin's head, and striking off first is definitely what you want to see.
So, yep, Flora with the 77-yard touchdown pass there from Jameson to Mobley. Mobley, I think that's his 2nd touchdown catch in the year.
And the kick is up, and it is good. So we have a 7-0 lead for Flora. Now this is definitely the time Chapin needs to strike back. Now if you look at last week, or correction, 2 weeks ago technically, against Newberry, Newberry did strike first, and Chapin immediately responded with a huge return by Gio Macaluso, followed by a Cooper Evans rushing touchdown.
Yep, and the kick extra point was made by number 16, Harper Fordham there for the Falcons. And it is 7-0 Flora here with 5:39 left to go here in the first quarter. Let's see if this Chapin offense can start to move the ball down the field. Because so far through 2 drives, Chapin, I think, has 0 total yards to start the game.
I don't know if there was a timeout called by Chapin or because the special team unit is going to their sideline. And Chapin's getting a talk from Coach Paul Shino.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying to maybe you try to go for another huge, big play in the return game with Giovanni Macaluso like last week. I mean, I think you might need it here to get some momentum going for this Eagles offense. Have that confidence that you can move down the field using Macaluso as a return option. Well, let's see what Chapin dials up here. But yeah, looking forward to next week's game at Dutch Fork, the two-time defending 5A state champions, and it will be probably the biggest test Chapin will have all year.
I definitely agree with you there. Sadly, we cannot stream this one, but if you have nothing to do on a Friday night next week, we definitely advise you to go to Dutch Fork High School to watch the Chapin Eagles take on the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes for Chapin's first region game and their first 5A region game.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be exciting for the Eagles. I mean, you're going up against a football program that Tom Knotts has built into a powerhouse here in the state.
And Dutch Fork has definitely got some nationwide respect, as one of their players actually made it onto Sports Center.
Yep, wide receiver Jalen High a couple weeks ago for a one-handed touchdown grab against Spring Valley. Also look out for quarterback Ty Owenchuk for the Silver Foxes. And here's the kickoff.
Kickoff by Weaver. It's going to go back to about Chapin's 5-yard line. Returned by Macaluso. Macaluso's got a hole, and he's going to take it.
Macaluso.
And return to about the 35-yard line.
Macaluso down to about the Chapin 35-yard line. It'll be a 30-yard return there for Macaluso. And Chapin will start 1st and 10, ball on their own. 36 correction. Good return there for Macaluso.
So here comes the Eagles offense back to hopefully put up an even score again with AC Flora.
Yep. There's two wideouts right now for the Eagles. Number 19, Giovanni Macaluso, and number 13, Jalen Thomas. With Lyles and Thomas, and I think Seth Kirby's on the other side of Lyles right now.
And it's going to be a handoff to Thomas. He's going to run through some of his own linemen for a huge gain.
Yep, decent
Just
gain.
shy of a first down, but that's going to be about 2nd and 3 for the Eagles.
Yeah.
Now, last time they did get a big run, but that eventually cost them back because they kept going back and back by Flora's defense.
I mean, that's the key for Chapin is how can they control those trenches. I mean, that was the huge key against Newberry is that they were able to run the ball very well. Tyson Thomas and Cooper Evans had big days against Newberry a couple weeks ago. Let's see if they can continue that run offense to be strong.
And it's going to be a snap, a handoff to Thomas. He's got room to run. He spins a tackle, and that's going to be a first down for Chapin.
Yep, Tyson Thomas down to the 49-yard line of the Eagles. 1st and 10 coming up here for Chapin.
That's a big run, and it's going to set up their first down of the night.
I mean, that's the key is that you need to be having this good run game going.
They're going to go with a hurry-up offense. And Tyson Thomas, he's going to run, but I guess they're going to calm down with forward movement.
Yep,
A gain of about 1.
Yep, we'll calm down with forward progress there. It'll be 2nd and 9 coming up here for the Eagles. Ball on the Falcons' 48-yard line.
So I think Coach Gentry's just trying to go with a hurry-up, trying to get Flora tired really easily. I think that's what they did with Newberry. They ran the ball from the side to side to tire out the defensive line and the secondary. Pedroni, he's going to scramble. He finds an open man. Oh, and just tipped out.
Dropped there by number 88, Seth Kirby. And, I mean, for Chapin, you may be thinking about the loss of Banks Todd this week, who usually is the starting tight end but is out due to injury. And Seth Kirby, he's only a sophomore, so he thrusts into this varsity action very quickly, and let's see how he can do tonight.
But, you do have Seth Kirby. He's definitely a big body to help with block game.
I mean, Chapin, they're very well known for their big tight ends with Jared Bell last year, 6'7", and he had Will Register before him, who's now playing for South Carolina.
And Pedroni's going to roll to his right. He finds a target. Oh, almost intercepted. Almost picked off by Quincy Riley. That's going to bring up 4th down for the Eagles. Another 3 and out.
Dangerous pass thrown there by Pedroni. Flora was able to get pressure through very quickly, though, which floored Pedroni to roll out. Threw it off his back foot and almost picked off there by Quincy Riley. And Chapin will have to punt for the 3rd time already tonight.
And that pass was intended for Jalen Thomas, but almost picked off by Quincy Riley, who will be returning the punt for the Falcons. one is up. And it's going to be caught. No fair catch. Oh, and that's a great juke by Riley. And Riley's still on his feet. He's got room to run. All he's got is Nelson, and he's past him. And Flora will put up 6 more points.
Yep, it'll now be 13-0.
We also have a player on the ground, and there's going to be a flag on the play. I believe it's going to be for excessive celebration by the Falcons.
And the key with success celebration is that if Flora does get in trouble for that, potentially could have players thrown out of this game. As SCHSL has made it a point to show that success celebration is not accepted in the state. So
I definitely think it's a good move by the SCHSL to provide good sportsmanship, and to present that the flags have to be necessary. And players, unfortunately, have to be thrown out if they can't follow the rules.
Agreed there, and I cannot see which Chapin player is down right now, but we'll let you know as soon as we find out who it is.
Well, going back earlier, AC Flora has put on a very good game tonight, putting up 13 points already. They're about to go for the extra point after the injury timeout, but I definitely think this is definitely shaking up Chapin's crowd, as they've all silenced. I definitely tell the energy on the Chapin side of the stadium has definitely gone down, as AC Flora is more wired up. And that was number 14 for the Eagles, who's now being taken off. I believe that's Connor Lehman.
Yeah, I believe that is too. I think that is number 14, Connor Lehman.
It looks like there's something with his shoulder as he's getting escorted off. Hopefully everything's okay with him. But now onto the extra point for the Falcons.
And that could potentially be a big loss for the Eagles, as Connor Lehman has been a key player in that secondary for the past year and a half for Chapin, as he showed up, as he burst on the scene last year for the varsity team. And it's solidified that starting role, but that could be a huge loss potentially here for the Eagles. And man, I mean, Flora, they're coming out throwing punches early, and let's see if Chapin can respond to it.
That's definitely, they had an amazing juke by Riley. Oh. Unsportsmanlike conduct on, I believe it was Flora.
Yep, it was. I think it was for the touchdown celebration, as I think the Flora team ran over to the gate exiting the stadium. So,
and it looks like the Flora team's now huddled with the coaches. I believe they might be getting a talk from coach.
Yeah, they can't be rushing the field like that. I mean, you could potentially have people thrown off for that. I mean,
yeah, that's definitely, you don't want to lose players for a careless mistake like that.
I mean, you can see the Flora coaches are surrounding them. They don't look happy with what just happened.
No.
Because, I mean, potentially with that, you could potentially have players thrown out for later games, too. It may not be this game, but it could be reviewed by SCHSL at all times, and they could be thrown out in a later game. But yeah, on to attempt the extra point here for the Falcons is number 16, Harper Fordham. And the extra point is good. And Flora is up 14-0 to start this game with 3:03 left to go here in the first quarter. And Chapin's got to get some magic going here on offense.
I definitely think this is the biggest deficit for Chapin right now, being down 14.
Yeah, this is Chapin's largest deficit so far of the year. They've had 7-point deficits against Newberry and Lugoff Elgin, but this is their largest deficit so far they've faced all year. And, I mean, Flora just seemed like they've got confidence right now. They have that it factor, that swagger so far to start this game.
You definitely want that moxie to be on your side early on, but you can't forget that football has 4 quarters, and it doesn't matter what the score is, the first, second, or third. It's about that fourth quarter. I've seen many teams, high school, college football, pro football, all levels. I've seen teams choke. Look at Atlanta. They had a 28-3 lead on the Patriots, and what do you know? They celebrated too early, and eventually Patriots came back and made them pay for it. So, I mean, anything could go in this game. But you definitely also want that moxie and to have that swagger, as you said, on your side to definitely give you sort of an energy boost.
And Flora having to kick it from their own 25 now due to the excessive celebration penalty. And Macaluso will be back with short down at the 25 now. Let's see if maybe starting back deeper on the kickoff will help the Eagles here. Maybe get some better field position. Let's see.
And that's a boot by Weaver. Going to be returned by Chapin's 20-yard line. Macaluso met up around almost the 40-yard line, the 38.
Yeah, Macaluso down to the 38-yard line. Chapin will start again. First 10 at their own 38. The thing about Chapin tonight, they've had decent starting field position to start all 3 drives. But the thing is that they only have 1 first down so far tonight. So this offense has got to get something going if they don't want to get a huge deficit early to this Falcons team.
And here comes Padroni. He's got 2 to his left, 1 to his right.
So
He's all alone in the backfield.
So he has like 2, I wouldn't say fullback / tight end hybrid here.
And it's going to be a handoff to Cooper Evans. Evans has got room to run. And that's going to be a good pickup of about 4 yards.
Looks like it'll be about a 6-yard gain, it looks like here, from where the referees are marking him down. So it'll be 2nd and 4 coming up here for the Eagles. Ball on their own 44-yard line. Good call there on first down to hand off to Cooper Evans.
Now, Cooper Evans, according to the chart, has the fastest 40-yard dash time to all running backs.
Yep, Cooper Evans has been known as a speedster for his whole time so far here at Chapin. So if you get him in the open field, he could be gone at any time.
Padroni, he's going to take the snap, and he's going to scramble. And he's going to have to keep it and run out of bounds for a gain of nothing.
Yep.
Going to be 3rd down and 4 now for the Eagles. Definitely, you see the offensive line struggling there. I definitely think there's got to be some sort of communication issue going on.
Yeah, it looks like Blake Bartolome was actually taken out. Looks like number 68 is in for the Eagles. Number 68. Is that 60? It was like 60.
I believe that's. I don't know who that is. But yeah, Blake Bartolome is not currently in. And Padroni in trouble. Oh, he's going to get out of it though. And he might get the first down.
He might have reached it, honestly. He's gonna be close.
I think he got it. From the line judge, it looks like he's got it.
That was a great decision by Padroni to reach for it. And they're going to give him the first down. Huge play there for Roger Padroni.
Wow. Man, call him Houdini. That man just got out of that man almost got out of certain death.
That was a huge first down for the Eagles. But the thing is, so far, Flora has dominated the trenches, and that's the huge key for this Chapin offense. You need to be dominating the trenches in order to have success in this offense.
Oh, and taken down immediately was Cooper Evans. Great read there by Flora. I believe that was number 55 again, Michael Sauls. Yep. Michael Sauls with the tackle as he has to come off now. I think his helmet may have come off.
Yeah, it looks like his helmet came off now, and wow, just.
In comes number 54, Banks Pope.
So yeah, Chapin starts 2nd and 10, ball on their own 48-yard line.
Oh, and here comes some pressure, but Jalen Thomas, he's open, and he's got room to run. He's only got one person to beat.
Not able to beat him,
but that's a huge gain for the Eagles.
Huge gain for that Chapin offense. Great call on the screen there by the Chapin offense. And it was a 36-yard gain there. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball in the AC Flora 16-yard line.
That was Matthew Barber on the Falcons who made that tackle, that possibly touchdown-saving tackle. Jalen Thomas only had him to beat, but Matthew Barber got him by the hips and was able to take him out of bounds before he could get into the end zone.
And I can't believe I'm saying this. Chapin has put in Jacob Drag now in offensive line.
Jacob Drag's playing offensive line.
Yeah, Jacob Drag is in at left tackle right now. An interesting move here for the Chapin offense. He is well known for playing on the lower levels for Chapin. He has played offensive line. He has prior experience to the system, so I'm not surprised that they switched him.
Isn't Gage Lapina also on the offensive line?
Yep, they just switched Gage Lapina there.
And Eagles.
I think that may be who we didn't know who it was. He may have switched his jersey number, so.
Possibly, because I was confused to see who was on the field for Blake Bartolome.
Because at first I thought it was 69 Chase Swagger, but Chase Swagger is a big kid.
Yeah.
6'6", so.
Going earlier to that play by Roger Padroni for that crucial first down, he got out of a pickle as he was about to get sacked, but he got that arm out just enough to move the chains, and then a huge play by Jalen Thomas to almost touchdown, but caught up by Matthew Barber. Now brings up first down at the Flora 18-yard line.
Yeah, it's number 56. We don't have a number 56 actually on the roster so far for Chapin, so I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I think this is Gage Lapina.
That might be Gage Lapina. He might have made a jersey change.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. He was number.
And that's a run by Tyson Thomas, who dodges a few tackles, and he's going to be into the end zone. Touchdown, Chapin.
Touchdown, Tyson Thomas, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. And Chapin, an extra point away from putting this back to a 1-touchdown game. Great drive for this Eagles offense.
And this is definitely what they need. You know, we talked about that moxie. As in the game of football, I believe moxie can be changed in easily as a snap. You know, it can go from one team to another and back and forth, or it could stay with one team the whole time. But you can definitely tell it's starting to change as it goes towards Chapin's way. And Chapin has now cut their deficit in half, 14-7. Flora's still leading, but Chapin now making it more of a ball game instead of an upset, as Chapin is the favorites for tonight. So as we go before the kickoff, quick recap. If you're just tuning in, Tyson Thomas with his 4th rushing touchdown this season, not career. Flora still leading 14-7 with 49 seconds to go in the first quarter. As you can definitely see, Flora is starting to be a little concerned, as coaches earlier were getting mad at their players as they cost them a huge excessive celebration penalty as they had to kick off from their own 25-yard line.
I mean, that's the thing I think we should talk about. I mean, Flora had to kick it off from a lot deeper spot, which gave Chapin better field position. They were able to take advantage on that drive, and it is now 14-7. But Chapin seemingly got all the momentum in that drive, and maybe that excessive celebration penalty comes back to haunt the Falcons for the rest of this ball game. I mean, you saw how angry those coaches were on the sideline. I mean,
they huddled the whole team up on the Flora sideline.
They were not happy at all.
Call it a hunch, but I believe it was to talk about to not do that again.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, as I said earlier, SCHSL could potentially throw some penalties on Flora for potentially doing stuff like that.
And here comes the kick from Alex Nelson for the Eagles.
And that is a booming kick, and it's a touchback.
Great kick by Nelson. That's going to bring Flora to their own 25-yard line. And now to see what Flora may do with this drive. Could it be another 6 or 7 points? Or can the Chapin defense perhaps hold them out for a 3-and-out?
I mean, Chapin's defense needs to if they can get a stop here, get themselves off the field, and continue to put pressure on that Flora defense, that'd be huge here. Yeah. Let's see if Jacob Drag, Justin Gooding, and Garrett Hike get some pressure here on this Flora offense.
Now, what I want to know is if they're going to keep Jacob Drag and they're going to keep him in starting D-line, and if they're going to keep him in the offensive line. I mean, or if they're going to go with a rotation like they did with Garrett Hike. And, almost intercepted by Jake Watson, but still a great play. And as he tips that down, almost intercepts it. Jake Watson easily has the speed to take that for a touchdown as well.
That was a dangerous throw there by Jamison. Now it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons, ball on their own 25-yard line. And, I mean, Jake Watson, if he catches that, I think he's gone to the house. I mean, he is definitely one of the faster players on this football team. And he definitely has the speed to break away right there and get a touchdown if he catches it.
Jamison now has 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. And he's got the speed. He breaks through tackles and taken down at the 40-yard line. That was a great run play by the Falcons.
Yep, huge gain there for the Falcons. I mean,
I believe that was number 15, Taylor Lehman, with the tackle.
I believe it was Taylor Lehman on the tackle there. And the good news is Connor Lehman is back in the game for the Eagles. Good news after being down earlier with an injury. I mean, you definitely want Connor Lehman to be out there. I mean, he has been amazing in this defensive system over the past year and a half for the Eagles.
So Jamison, and it's going to be a handoff. It's going to be Jamison with the ball, actually. And that's going to be just shy of a first down for the Falcons. 2nd and short.
I mean, Matt Jamison, he has been switching a lot from quarterback to running back this year for the Falcons. So let's see if they keep that look to try to keep the Eagles defense off their scent, really.
And I believe a timeout's called by Flora.
And it'll be the end of the first quarter.
Oh, correction, yeah. Not a timeout. It's going to be the end of the quarter. Go ahead.
As Flora ends this first quarter, they'll be up 14-7. They'll have the ball to start at their own 49-yard line, but looking like they could potentially be on a very dangerous drive here. But this Chapin defense needs to respond right now. They need to make a stop. I think potentially a turnover could be huge here. And Chapin's defense has forced quite a few turnovers this year, actually. I think they forced 4 overall turnovers, if I'm correct.
That sounds about right. And that's pretty good for only playing 3 games right now at a high school level.
I mean, you want to have at least 1 turnover forced per game. I mean, that's the huge thing for this defense. You want to force turnovers. You want to try to get your offense in the best field position that you can. But this Chapin defense needs to get a stop right here.
And going back over the first quarter, we had definitely had a change of mood swings as Chapin definitely came out strong. And while the score was still 0-0, I definitely think that Chapin thought that it would be a blowout. But AC Flora strikes first, and not only strikes first, they get 14 points on them. 14-0, but later towards the end of the first quarter, Chapin finally puts on 7, and now we are entering the second quarter of this game. Flora leading 14-7. Jameson with the ball. He's going to go deep, and it's going to be broken up. Great coverage. No pass interference. I believe that was Sam Beckett on the coverage.
It was number 16 there for the Eagles.
Number 16? My bad. It looked like number 10.
It did look like number 10. I agree with you on that. Number 16 for the Eagles, that is Will Stogner.
Great play there defensively. You know, he was no pass interference. He was looking back at the ball.
I mean, great coverage downfield, protect against the deep threat right there.
That's definitely what killed Chapin early for that first touchdown. Jameson, you could definitely tell he's got an arm, and he can throw the ball. And that first touchdown was off of a deep pass. And there's Connor Law with a good tackle.
I think he just got through, though. I mean, there's 3rd and inches there, and I think Flora just got it there.
Yep, and they're going to move the chains.
Good.
That's a good play by Connor Law, but Flora just beat him to it.
It'll be 1st and 10 for Flora. Ball on the Chapin 49-yard line. And Connor Law was the first one there for the Eagles defense. And yeah, as you can see, Chapin rotating at D-line. If Jacob Drag is not out there right now, it looks like
Garrett Hite, Connor Law, and Jarrett Whitley.
Jarrett Whitley, who put on some muscle over the offseason, switched from linebacker to D-line.
And it's going to be a pass play wide open. Oh, a perfect play by Flora, but just underthrown. That was Quincy Riley wide open. He had 3 defenders in his area, but he could have easily just gone right through them.
And we know Quincy Riley has some speed as he had that long punt return already for a touchdown tonight.
He definitely has some. He definitely has some good feet skills too, as he got a Chapin player, and then eventually took it all the way down for the second touchdown for Flora.
And I mean, he was wide open there, just dropped it, and it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 49-yard line.
And that's got to be huge. Jameson's going to signal for a motion. And it looks like it's going to be a shovel pass. And he's going to, oh, the ball's out! The ball's out! And that's a Chapin fumble recovery. No flags.
Fumble recovery by number 52, Jarrett Whitley.
Wow. I can definitely tell he was struggling with the ball. And sure enough, the ball just popped out of his hand. Jarrett Whitley fell right on it. And that's a Chapin ball and a huge play for Chapin.
In honor of Jarrett Whitley, I have to say this. Get some 5-2. Get some. And Chapin will start 1st and 10. Ball in their own 47-yard line with great field position here. Let's see if this Eagles offense can take advantage of it.
Pedroni calling for a motion. Flora's going to shift their line a bit. And, oh, it's going to be a trick play. Oh, and a catch. Great catch. As he's still going. Oh, the ball's on the ground. He recovers it, though.
No, he didn't.
Oh, Flora recovers.
He threw it to Xavier short. Had it. It looked like he might have been gone for a touchdown, but he fumbles it down at the 11-yard line. Great trick play call there by the Eagles.
Oh, but there's a flag on the play.
Let's see what the flag is here for.
It looked like it might be holding on the Eagles because the coaches are trying to decline it. We'll see what the call is here. Yeah, it's going to be holding on the Eagles. Ah, man, that was great play by Flora.
I mean, I thought Short was gone there
Yeah.
for a second. I mean, that was a great trick play call. Bryce Showers actually threw the pass there for the Eagles. Found Short around the 30-yard line. Short looked like he almost had it for a touchdown, but stripped down at the 11-yard line. Huge play for this Flora defense right there.
So now here comes back the Eagles defense. Hopefully they can get another 3 and out. Or even a turnover like they did last time.
Let's see if this Chapin defense can force another turnover, which would be very huge.
And here we have Jamison. He's got 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to call for a motion, or correction. He's actually going to keep the ball, and he's going to be taken down. Great catch by, I believe it was a D lineman.
Yep, Garrett Hike there on the tackle for the Eagles.
So great
With also
run.
Jake Watson there, and it'll be about a 5.5-yard gain there for Jamison. It'll be 2nd and 5 coming up here with the Falcons ball in their own 16.5-yard line.
So it looks like Flora's going to have the same, they're going to actually have 3 to the right, 1 to the left of Jameson.
Yep. Flora most of the time has been going shotgun, 4 wide receivers mostly to start the night.
Here's a motion. It's going to be a handoff to number 13. And he's going to be met immediately by Jacob Dragg.
Number 13.
That was number 13, Darian Anderson, on the carry.
Yeah, Darian Addison there. He is one of the players that we need to look out for tonight for Flora. He's a very speed-first guy. He has commonly ran on those jet sweep calls there for the Falcons, but he is stopped at the line there by Dragg. 3rd down coming here for this Eagles defense. Let's see if they can force a 3 and out right here.
Big play right here. This can determine the fate of the drive. He's going to have 3 to his right, 1 to his left. Oh, it looks like there was almost a movement there by the center. It looks like they're going to call an audible.
Nope.
And he's going to take the ball, and it's going to be thrown right in the middle. Oh, and incomplete.
Great play there by Connor Lehman, breaking up the pass, and it'll be punt coming up here for the Falcons.
That was intended for number 12. We don't have a name for number 12 on Flora's roster,
No, we do not, actually.
but that will be that pass was intended for number 12. Missed, broken up. Great play by the defense, and it's a 3 and out for Flora. Chapin to get the ball again, and hopefully to recover after that almost touchdown, but turnover by the Eagles.
And Chapin will pretty much start with the ball where they had it last drive, so, I mean, that's huge. And let's see if Macaluso can maybe get a big punt return right here.
And Weaver's going to go a little short. Macaluso with the return, and he's got room to run. And flags on the play.
I think this might be coming back. Look like it might have been a block in the back.
The Flora's trying to strip the ball from Gio, but he's going to hold on tight.
I think it's a block in the back, though, here on the Eagles. It was a good return there by Macaluso, but I think this one will be coming back here.
I definitely heard him. I mean, they're going to have decent field advantage, but Macaluso did a great job with getting as much yards as he could. Yep, it's going to be on the Eagles. And the ball's going to be coming back into Eagle territory. And they're going to spot the ball at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, though, for Chapin.
Correction, there was a hold there on the Eagles. It'll be 1st and 10 coming up here for Chapin. Ball on their own 44 yards. Still good field position, though, for the Eagles, but you would have wished that penalty didn't happen. Macaluso would have put it down at about the 35-yard line. Been 1st 10 for Chapin. Ball on the floor at 35.
So Padroni's going to have 2 receivers to his right. He's going to call for a motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Lyles. Lyles is going to find a hole, and he's going to keep digging and gets a few yards.
Yep, Lyles able to get 3 or 4 yards. And that's the thing with 1st down. You want to get at least 3 or 4 yards always on 1st down. You got more options to work with here on a 2nd and 3rd down, potentially. So you have 2nd and 7 coming here for the Eagles. Ball in their own 47-yard line. Padroni with Thomas to his right in the backfield. Looks like Lyles had curved Lyles to his left. Sort of in like a tight end role, it looks like.
And Tyson Thomas with the run, and he's going to be for a short gain. Going to bring about a third and about 4. Thomas tried to shift out of a few tackles. Lyman did the best they could, but nonetheless, it was only about, I think, a 3-yard gain for the Eagles.
I still have no idea who number 56 is for this.
It's got to be Gage Lapina.
I'm almost positive it is Gage Lapina, but I'm still not 100% positive. It does look like Gage, but...
And it looks like Garrett Hike might be a tight end.
Interesting look here for the Chapin offense.
Oh, it's going to be Tyson Thomas, who's met immediately. And they got to call Thomas down for forward movement.
Man, that was tough.
And
Tough break there for the Eagles offense.
It's a 3 and out. Yep, and they're gonna send in the punt team. And that's gotta hurt for the Eagles. Still down with 7 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Down 7.
I mean, yeah, I think Padroni could have made I think if it was a read option there, Padroni could have made a better read, and he may have had the outside to himself, but I have a feeling it was just an intended handoff there, and Thomas got nowhere. And it's 4th and 4, and they're going to punt from their own 50.
And a flag is down.
What's the flag?
I have no clue. It's not delayed game. There's still
Definitely
time on the clock. Oh, it's a false start on Chapin. Oh, man.
That's a
And
tough.
you can tell Coach Gentry's not pleased with that.
I don't know if it was false start. Could have also been a legal procedure. Because usually you don't see false starts on a punt.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I feel like it might have been more of a legal procedure there for the Eagles. Because you see the Chapin punt team is lined up a bit differently this time compared to what they were originally going to run with.
Because I think it was Flora was getting pretty close to Alex Nelson. I don't think they wanted that. And Ridley's gonna return it. And this time he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he is
Great
stopped
play by-
at his own 15-yard line. We'll see what the penalty is here, though. There's a flag down about the 31-yard line.
Definitely a lot of flags thrown tonight. I know that. Chapin and Flora are typically known to be a little chippy with each other, but I don't think it would be this many flags.
Yeah, these two teams do not share many pleasantries around each other. That's for certain. See what the call is here from the referees. That is 14-7 Falcons here with 7:09 left to go here in the second quarter. And Flora will be pinned back deep here to start their next offensive series. It will be a hold here on the Falcons, and it'll be half the distance to goal. And Flora have to start from their own 7.5-yard line here. And, I mean, that's going to be tough to get out of there.
So they're going to start well within their own territory. A fumble or turnover here could be huge, as that would give Chapin tremendous advantage towards getting a tying score. Oh, and it looks like, I believe...
Yeah, they had to stop to let the chains move back.
I thought it was going to be a timeout, but no, they had to move the chains.
Yep, it'll be 1st and 10 coming here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 8-yard line, looks like here. And, man, I mean, Chapin's pinned them back deep. So let's see if this Eagles defense can maybe get a huge 3-and-out potentially on this drive.
Here's Jameson with he's going to go with the keeper. A fake handoff, and that's going to not get a huge gain of about 2 yards.
Yep, gained about 2.5. Looked like it was a read option there. 2.5, I think maybe 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 10.5-yard line. Yep, 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Falcons. And let's see if maybe they try to throw it with Jameson. I mean, he's had a couple of deep bombs tonight, as he had that one touchdown pass and that one just broken up there by number 16, Will Stogner, on a couple drives ago.
And Jameson in trouble, and he's going to juke out a few tackles. And that's going to be a 1st down for AC Flora.
And that's the thing that makes Jameson very tough to stop, is that he has that speed that makes him so shifty in the pocket. Kind of reminded me of last year's game against Brooklyn Casey for the Eagles, where they had to face a tough quarterback from Brooklyn Casey, who was able to be shifty enough in the pocket. It wasn't Reed Sharp yet, who's the star quarterback right now for Brooklyn Casey, but it was a different quarterback.
Jameson has 3 to his right, 1 to his left. He's going to call. He's going to drop back deep. And, just missed.
Again,
Sam Greer almost with a hit there.
Again, with another high pass on the screen. I mean, that's the thing that's killing Flora on those screens, that Jameson's throwing it so high that there's potential for it to be picked off if an Eagle is there right there on the screen. So
that's you saw earlier the pass intended for number 12. He originally had time to get it.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 20-yard line. You see they're going to make an audible there at the line. Jameson telling his O-line to make some changes.
Looks like they're going to drop deep, and they're going to try that play again. Oh, hit immediately, but a catch by Flora, number 12. It was that same play that originally he dropped. But And that's Connor Lehman down on the ground again.
He blew him up, but you got to think Connor Lehman was down earlier with a shoulder issue, and I think he could have re-aggravated it right there.
Yeah, and he let in with the shoulder.
That was a big hit there by Lehman, but still down. It's going to be, looks like it'll be third and about 1 coming up here for the Falcons. Yeah, Lehman is down on the field at about the 26-yard line. And I mean, so far Flora's done very well to move on this Chapin defense. And that's the thing with Chapin's defense, they've been so solid all year, but Flora so far has found kind of a formula to kind of run through it so far tonight.
Flora's definitely been fighting through all this. I definitely noticed that Flora has started their drives well into the deep. They're well deep into their own territory, and they still manage to fight through. Whether it's a score or not, they pick up good yardage, but eventually get a 3-and-out, or they turn it into a touchdown. And the defense has definitely done a good job against Chapin's run game, and with Tyson Thomas and Trey Lyles, who've been Tyson Thomas earlier had that shifty touchdown that he got into to cut the deficit in half for Chapin.
I mean, I won't doubt right there. I think Connor Lehman just earned himself hit of the week unless we see something bigger tonight, because he blew up that receiver. But great catch there from Florida to hang on to it. And they get, instead of a 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 1 coming up here. And the worry, though, is for Connor Lehman, though, is he may have re-aggravated that shoulder injury he had earlier in the ball game.
Connor Lehman coming back off the field again. Hope that nothing too serious. Hoping that nothing too serious is from that injury. And they're gonna put in Will Stogner now, I believe, for instead of.
I think it's number 42 actually.
Number 42. Correction, my bad.
Number 42. I think that's Braden Galloway, the freshman for the Eagles. No, Bennett Galloway. Sorry, my bad. The freshman for the Eagles.
It's 3rd and 1. If I was Flora, I would definitely try to give it to Jamison. Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and run up the middle, and they are. And Jamison's going to get it as he goes to the left. And he's going to move the chains. And Flora keeps their drive alive.
Great call there by the Falcons offense. I mean, they went quickly to that QB sneaking. You saw how Chapin just was trying to rush quickly left to the line, and Flora had already snapped it by the time Eagles were set and ready to go. So, good call there by that Florida offense. And it'll be 1st and 10 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on their own, looks like 32-yard line right here.
Jameson's got 3 to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to drop back deep. He's going to look for a receiver. He's got 2 wide open. And intended for number 13. That's Darian Addison. There's the intended receiver, but just overthrown. And again, as we go again, Jameson's had some issues with either underthrowing or overthrowing. He's had a few pretty decent targets, like number 12 earlier, who caught that pass that he dropped earlier in the game.
Yeah, Ben Stogner looks like Stogner got beat there on the coverage, but overthrown ball there by Jamison. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Ball on their own 32-yard line coming up here. Jamison
and
will
it's going to be a handoff to number 21, who dodges it. He's still on his feet. And James Wells saves that from a touchdown run.
Yep, number 21 there on the carry for the Falcons.
That was Matthew Pack.
Yeah, Matthew Pack, who was coming in this game as kind of looked like he had not gotten many carries on the year for Flora, but what he'd done with his carries were pretty special. He had coming in the game 3 carries for 88 yards and a touchdown. Looks like he's more of a big play back out of the backfield. Again, a big play right there for that.
And again, Flora keeps marching down the field, looking to put on more points against Chapin.
Yep, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 42-yard line. And Flora will continue this drive.
And it looks like Jameson's might be changing up the play. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. And he's going to try, and a good hit there. I believe that's Dante Cherico.
Yeah, Cherico came with a big hit there. Eagles have definitely delivered some big blows tonight with this Flora offense. Another catch, though. I mean, they're hanging on to the ball despite getting crushed.
That was Quincy Riley with the catch there for the Falcons. He's going to come off the field. Looks like he had a little difficulty coming up as he took a bit of time to get off the ground after that hit from Dante Cherico.
Yeah, I mean, that was a big hit there. So far we've seen 2 big hits delivered by this Eagles defense. 1 from Lehman and 1 from Cherico. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 38-yard line.
And he's going to roll. It's going to be another shovel pass. Met immediately by Jacob Drag. And for a short gain of about 1 yard.
Kind of reminds me of the play that Pittsburgh ran against Clemson a couple years ago in their upset win over the Tigers.
It definitely threw the Tigers' defensive line and linebackers off kilter. They weren't expecting that shovel pass, and they made them pay in that big upset at Clemson.
Yep, a couple years ago. And, I mean, you can find success with that play. I mean, sometimes D-line gets caught off guard with that call, but
they're
was able to read it there.
They're focused on the quarterback.
And
they don't expect a little shovel pass up the middle, but bam, you leave that wide open.
It'll be 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Falcons ball on the Chapin 37-yard line. Man in motion right there, and Jameson drops back to pass.
And, I don't know what that was. Poor communication.
Yeah, I think it was a miscommunication there.
Intended receiver was R.J. Mobley for the Falcons.
Yeah, he overthrew Mobley there, and it'll be 4th and 5 coming up here for the Falcons. Interesting part of the field, though. I mean, that's the thing is, like, you are probably too close to punt it away here and too long for a field goal, so wouldn't be surprised if the Falcons go for it.
I mean, and they also got 4th and 5, so it's not like they're going to call a timeout to talk about this.
I mean, that's the thing. With Flora up 7 points, they can take some risk here in this ball game. I mean, if you want, they're trying to go up by 14 here, but
so interesting. It's going to be interesting what they do here. I think they may go for it because I don't see the special teams unit coming on.
And we have a shout out to give tonight from the Citadel, the former assistant D-line coach Trey Green, watching for the first time this season. How you doing, Mr. Green? And so, yeah, it'll be 4th and 5 coming up here for the Falcons ball on the Chapin 37-yard line. And
So,
I mean,
I think they're probably going to go for it. They're going to. If I was Flora, I would definitely think they're going to come up with some sort of trick play to throw off Chapin and get a first down, even a touchdown.
yeah, I mean, 4th and 5 coming up here. I mean, the thing with Flora, they can be a little bit risky with this play call here. But I'm curious to see what they decide to do here. Because you don't want to turn the ball over and give Chapin the ball potentially in great field position either.
So, big play here, 4th down. Make or break for Flora. Turnover on downs or turnover in general would be big for Chapin. Flora's going to call a man in motion. And they're going to go to the quarterback. Or they're going to go to the coach. Sorry, quarterback's going to look at the coach for a play call.
There might be a delay of game.
There's a flag. Delay of game. That's got to be delay of game of Flora.
Man, that's going to be huge.
I definitely think they would have to punt it now. 5-yard penalty. You can get Weaver to punt a little squib kick to go out around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if Flora. Well, actually, it wasn't a delay game. It was a false start there on the Falcons. I thought it was a delay game.
I thought it was a delay game too. I saw the clock hit 0 and they threw a flag. Yeah, here comes Weaver on for the punt.
I mean, if I'm Flora, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a delay of game penalty. I wouldn't have been surprised by it because you wanted to try to see maybe get that Eagles defense to jump offside to give you the free first down, but it looked like they were disciplined there, and it was a false start there on the Falcons. And now Chapin will have a chance here to potentially – they could run a fake. There's always that option. So it looks like Chapin still has their defensive set out here just in case it is a fake.
And on the field back again is Connor Lehman, who I guess took care of that shoulder injury. And they're just going to let the ball roll. That's a decent punt by Weaver. Gets about the 19-yard line. Going to be interesting what the Eagles do here. They got 3:37 to go in the second quarter. If you're just tuning in, welcome to CSPN Live. I'm Hayden Skaggs.
And I'm Pearson Wiley, and we are happy that you've decided to use this Friday night to join us to watch this game between AC Flora and Chapin.
Has the current score, Flora 14, Chapin 7. Flora put on 14 points way early in the game. Chapin came back with a touchdown from Tyson Thomas. And from now on, from that point on, it's just been a battle of 3-and-outs and turnovers by each team. And here comes a screen. It's going to be Jalen Thomas, who's going to be met immediately. Great play by number 3, Quincy Riley.
I feel like we've seen Quincy Riley all over the field for the Falcons tonight on both sides of the ball. He had the punt return earlier. He had a couple catches so far for his offense.
Yeah, he's definitely got. You see, he's stretching out his calves. That man's definitely got to be tired. He's been playing almost like every side of the ball, as you said.
I mean, he's probably been in almost every snap tonight for this Falcons team. So Pedroni now back at quarterback. 2nd and 11 coming up here for the Eagles.
Pedroni's got Tudu's right. It's going to be a handoff and a decent gain, but not good enough. It's going to be third down and about 9 for the Eagles.
Looks like, yeah, third and 8, 3rd and 9 potentially here. Yep, and let's see what Chapin dials up here on 3rd down. They tried to go for the screen on 1st down, didn't really work. Run it on 2nd down, get about 3 yards, but let's see what they call here on 3rd and 8.
Pedroni's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. He's got Tyson Thomas with him in the backfield. I haven't seen big offensive changes. I have noticed I haven't seen Blake Bartholomew back in the game.
I think he's back in now. I just saw him coming in on this last drive.
And it's a low snap, but Pedroni keeps it. And he's going to dodge a tackle and tries to get somewhere, but he's just going to be shy of the 1st down. About 4th and 4.
Yeah,
so
tackle down about the 25-yard line after the 4-yard scramble.
And here comes the punt squad for Chapin. Now, this is not what you want to see if you're a Chapin fan tonight. Chapin's struggling to move down the field, unlike Flora. Flora has been dominating on offense and on defense. They've definitely been putting the pressure on Chapin. I think Chapin's definitely been a little shocked by Flora. You know, everyone saw Flora as a sleeper team as they just won their first game against Columbia 3 weeks ago. But as you can tell, they're here to play. And looks.
I think it's gonna be a delay of game here, man. That's gonna hurt there for the Eagles. Yep, delay of game there on the Eagles, and that's could be costly. Now it'll be punting from their own. Looks like 19 or 20-yard line there with 1:45 left to go here, and Florida's gonna have a lot of time left. Potentially drive down the field, maybe get some more points here, and potentially. And the thing huge thing for Florida, they get to start with the ball in the 2nd half. So.
That's going to be huge for them. As you see, Quincy Riley, he's still trying to stretch out. I think he's definitely got to be cramping at some point. You know, it's a hot night, and I don't doubt that he's probably drinking a lot of water, but he's got to be exhausted. And here's a kick, a pretty decent boot from Alex Nelson. It's going to take a tumble, and and there's a flag on the play.
That's a dumb penalty there by Flora. That's a really dumb penalty. They're going to lose another 10 yards on that one.
I don't know what he was thinking. That was Zared Godwin.
I think it was a bit of a cheap shot there almost.
It almost looked a little intentional, but I'm not for sure if it was an accident or not. But a flag has been thrown.
And this will be 10 more yards back here. And Florida's coaching staff, has got to be livid on the sideline with that. That's a dumb penalty to give away.
Careless mistake.
Especially on a ball that was going to be down, too. It wasn't even going to be a return. So
they've had 2 careless mistake penalties. They had that early excessive celebration, and now they had a cheap shot that cost them 10 yards.
Looks like 15, actually.
Oh, 15 yards.
I don't know if they called it a personal foul, if they called it a block in the back on the call, but that was definitely a dumb play there by that Flora defense. And the Florida coaches are probably living on the sideline for that one, because now you pin your offense back deeper here.
Yeah.
Instead of starting at your own 37, now you're starting from your own 22-yard line with 1:35 left to go. And another shout out I forgot to give while I was talking about Trey Green. Jared Kerner also joining us, a former Eagle from the Citadel as well. We thank you for tuning in tonight with us as well. And Jameson rolls out to his right, and he's got a little space to move, and he is tackled down about the 29-30-yard line there. And it'll be 2nd and 2, 2nd and 3 come up here for the Falcons. And there's a man down though.
And that's Quincy Riley. He's been tired. That man's been playing almost every snap. He's cramping up. He's trying to stretch all he can, but at some point he's got to take a break.
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Is like when kickoff tonight, it was almost 90 degrees, and it's probably hotter on turf considering turf. Whenever you have turf temps added into the mix, it's definitely hotter than just normal standard air temps. So it was a hot night to start here in Chapin. So
there comes Riley off the field, hoping nothing too serious out of that. But He goes to the sidelines now, and that's going to be huge for Flora. Riley's been a good playmaker, both defense, special teams, and offense.
And now Flora will have it 2nd and 2 to 3 here. Ball on their own 29, I'd say 29.5-yard line here with 1:22 left to go. See if Flora maybe can put some points up. If Chapin can force a turnover here, that'd be huge.
And he's got plenty of time. Here comes Garrett Hike with some pressure, but and a big hit. A big hit on Jake Watson by number 2, R.J. Mobley.
Yeah, R.J. Mobley came back with a huge block.
And that led up for another AC Flora first down.
But the thing is, though, they didn't get many yards, though, and they wasted 13 seconds of clock. So
Yeah.
not the best clock management, I'd say, there by Jameson as he ran across the field, actually, to get out of bounds.
They only got 1:09 to play with here. Jameson in the backfield, and he's just going to run it again. He's going to try and use that shift. He gets a good stiff arm. And taken down by number 15, Taylor Lehman, and Dante Cherico.
And the huge thing is, though, tackled inbounds, too. So the clock will start as soon as the referee gives a signal. Unless Ford calls a timeout right now.
Which I think they have about one more left.
Yep, and you see the clock starting to run here with 55 seconds left to go in here. And see Flores, they're going to try to hurry up here.
And Jameson is gonna look deep. There comes Jake Watson with the pressure. And Jameson's going to run again, and he's going to run out of bounds.
And no gain there. Interesting play call there. I thought you'd try to get upfield and get some more yards, but I mean, it's safe because you didn't want to turn it over potentially right there on a big hit.
Yeah, that's true. James Wells was right there ready to make contact with Jameson.
And it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 49-yard line with ball on the Chapin 49-yard line with 45 seconds left to go here. And let's see what Flora dials up here on 2nd down. I mean, so far, drive, Jameson, it's been great coverage downfield. The issue is Jameson's had so much time that...
And there's a screen play. And Sam Greer almost with the tackle. And another first down for Flora. They're getting closer and closer.
Cut there by number 21 of the Falcons. I think that is Matthew Peck.
Yeah, that's Matthew Peck. Great catch there. I think that's his 2nd reception for the night. Big play. I think what Flora may end up doing is just trying to get a good field goal range. So they're shortly run out of time, but here comes a deep play. Bobbled in and out of the hands of number 2, R.J. Mobley.
I think Lehman looked like he almost had the pick there. That was a dangerous throw there by Jameson. And I mean, honestly, Mobley about looked like he was going to push off potentially there, which would have been a very dumb penalty. But
that could have been a
instead it looked like he was just playing DB on that play, make sure Lehman didn't get the pick, and Chapin ended the half with some momentum.
And Chapin's going to call a timeout now.
Yeah, try to get this defense, make sure his defense is ready here on 2nd down. And yeah, Flora will have 2nd and 10 coming up here. Ball on their own 30, ball on the Chapin 35-yard line. 28 seconds left to go here in the 2nd quarter.
And then you definitely want to see Chapin, if defensively you don't want them to allow another touchdown from Flora. If they want to keep playing catch up. You can't allow another touchdown.
And the huge thing is,
Chapin,
Flora gets the ball to start the 2nd half. So if Chapin can end up going into the locker room 14-7, that would be huge. Because Flora gets the ball to start the 2nd half. So maybe if Chapin get a pick 6 or a fumble, a scoop and score here, that'd be huge too. But
so it looks like they're gonna defense. They got the defense coming back on the field.
It looks like Chapin's put out Trey Lyles here on defense. Maybe he's an extra DB here. Josh Loy also put out here on DB as well.
They're going to try and maybe experiment a little bit. The 28 seconds they've got left in this first half.
I think this is mostly just going to be a pass defense here for the Eagles.
Yeah. They're going to try and score a touchdown if they can. I think Jameson's actually going to keep it, and he just outruns everyone. He's still got room to run, and he's going to go out of bounds. Tries to draw that late hit penalty for Michael McNeil, but they're not going to call it.
Yeah, and you saw the play there. It looked like number 16, Wolf Stogner, was shoved out of bounds.
Yeah.
Downfield, but it will be 1st 10 coming here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 23-yard line with 20 seconds left to go here in the 2nd quarter. I mean, Flora's starting to get in field goal range, so
Definitely a field goal is better than no points at all. But they're going to, from the looks of it, it looks like they're going to try and put up 7 points if they can.
And Chapin looks like they're trying to play prevent defense right here, trying to make sure they don't allow the deep pass.
And it's going to be a quick toss to number 13, who gets taken down by Will Stogner. Great defensive play.
Tackled inbounds too, and timeout there called by Flora with 10 seconds left to go.
That's
I
great
think
call by Flora's coach.
I think that'll be their second or their last timeout of the half.
I think that might be their last, if I am correct.
So let's see if Flora just tries kicking now, or maybe they try for one heave to the end zone. But dangerous thing for that heave to the end zone, if they have no timeouts left, they get sacked.
That's just the end of the first half.
Which would be huge for Chapin if they cannot allow any points here late in the half.
Yeah.
And it'll be 2nd and 5 coming here for Flora. Ball in the Chapin 18-yard line. This does look like field goal range, though, for Flora. So you don't want to try anything too risky here and potentially not come away with no points. I think if I was Flora coach, I'd be telling Jamison, if you potentially can't make the pass the end zone, just throw it away.
Yeah.
You don't want to take a sack. You don't want to potentially run out the clock and you don't get into the end zone.
I think they might. Their best bet would just to go with a field goal, play it safe, get three more points against the Eagles. But it looks like they're going to keep their offense out, just risk it all for maybe to go for 7 points.
Yeah, maybe we're not seeing something that we don't know about their kicker. Maybe he may not have the leg to hit this, but we can just assume.
Oh yeah, we can't just assume. All right, Jameson with the snap, and he's gonna look. He's got a man wide open, and it tipped up and intercepted.
Intercepted by number 4, Michael McNeil, and that will end the first half for the Eagles as they allow no points to end the half.
Wide open in the end zone, but Michael McNeil saves it from being 21-7.
And huge momentum boost there for the Eagles defense. They hold them to end the half.
Great play by McNeil. And so that'll take us to the end of the first half. Your score, AC Flora 14, Chapin 7 here at Cecil Woolbright Field. My name's Hayden Skaggs.
And I'm Pearson Wiley. We'll be back with you after halftime.
Yeah. We'll be giving it off to the trainees, as we would probably say, for future broadcasters, as we're going to let them give the halftime report.
Yep.
welcome back, everybody. I am Hayden Clark.
Oh, and I'm Eli Warnock, and let me just say, whoa. What a game Flora has played tonight.
Yeah, and the scoring plays this game is just outrageous. Number one, Jamison Matthews, a senior for AC Flora, complete the pass to number 2, Mobley RJ, at the 14-yard line for a touchdown.
And,
And another touchdown for Chapin. Tyson Thomas runs for 16 yards, touchdown, with Alex Nelson with an extra point, which is good. The other AC Flora touchdown to score the second touchdown of the game was a punt by Alex Nelson from Chapin to the Falcons' 14-yard line. And number 3, Quincy Riley runs it back for a 77-yard touchdown.
you know, there's been an amazing amount of yards ran by Flora in this game.
Yeah.
Flora's got 242 yards, right? Chapin's got 130. And, you know, Chapin may not be winning this game, but I think they've got the potential to go get hyped up at halftime, come back, and just destroy because they are a fourth-quarter team. I think they've proven so this season and in many seasons past.
And knowing those Chapin coaches, they are not going to let that pass.
Oh, absolutely not.
No,
No.
not going to happen.
No way.
And AC Florida's quarterback has completed 9 of the past 18 passes that he has thrown. Chapin is 4 out of 7 completions.
That's a pretty big difference there. I also want to point out that Chapin, we got a great interception right before the half. You know, that's something that is going to totally boost. I don't know. That's awesome. You know, one interception, strive for one.
The quarterback for Chapin is Roger Padroni, throwing for 3 completions with 6 attempts, equaling up to 43 yards.
Chapin this game has had a star freshman, Xavier Short. He's had one reception, but he got a full 43 yards on that. That's pretty good. One reception, 43 yards for a freshman on varsity. That's impressive stats right there.
Can we point out Giovanni Macaluso's runs? Like, my goodness. His name is Gio the Jet, and he is really showing that tonight.
Of course, Chapin and Flora both having good kicking games, making all of their extra points. And the return game has been unbelievable on both sides tonight. You know, you've got Gio Macaluso, returner for Chapin, and number 3 Riley and number 21 Pack returning for Flora, and they have both destroyed. You know, they have really gotten out there and proved themselves.
Yeah, and Giovanni Macaluso has a total of 70 running yards, equaling up from punt, returns, and kickoffs, which is honestly just outrageous.
You know, I think this game is proving to be more of a challenge than Chapin had expected because Flora is really fighting. And, you know, they are playing a great game. Their running game's on point. Their passing game's on point. They're racking up the yards, and it's 14-7.
Awesome.
That being said, Chapin is a fourth-quarter team. They have great determination, great spirit, and they are highly motivated. So, you know, I'm really just excited to see what the next half will bring. I'm, you know, just curious to see if Flora will pull ahead or continue to pull ahead, or if Chapin will just come and make that leap and win the game.
And you know, Florida's had like 2 or 3 penalties of just unsportsmanlike conduct, and you can tell those coaches are not happy on the AC Florida side. You can just they're not happy, and I don't think they're gonna let it go anymore.
For sure. Third down conversions this game, they have been pretty lacking on both teams. Flora's got 2 out of 5 third down conversions. Chapin has 1 out of 7. So, you know, I think in the locker room during halftime, that's something that both teams' coaches are going to be harping on. You know, getting to the first down and not giving up possession of the ball so soon.
Yes, and Coach Gentry is not going to let that pass. Like, we all know him. It's not going to happen with him. He's going to really get on those players in the locker room right now. And they need to up their game.
You know, and another fact for this game is that, like, neither team has made a 4th down conversion. So, again, that's something neither team is going to let slide. So, I'm assuming in the locker room. They're getting some good lectures from their coaches, and they're going to come back out here with an intensity on both teams to retain possession of that ball and not punt it off.
And Chapin has a total yardage of 130 yards this game. That's including passing and rushing. And Flora has a total of 242. And you know that Flora has had the ball more than Chapin has. Flora has ran 34 plays and Chapin has only ran 25. So Flora's really putting up a fight for Chapin right now.
Flora has the exact same amount of yards from rushing and passing. So I'd say that's something to be proud of. You know, they've got dual threat quarterbacks, they've got strong receivers, they've got strong running backs. And Chapin has a little over half of their yards from passing, a little under half from rushing. So, you know, there's a little room for improvement there. But, you know, Chapin is a passing team. They can pull off some passes.
And the AC Flora team, they're more of a they can do both. Like if they want to run the ball, they can. If they want to pass the ball, they can. And they have some pretty big guys on that team that can just run through the Chapin's defense.
They really do.
Which is not good for Chapin at all.
Yeah, but I will say Flora has some great athleticism. They have guys that can just turn and burn. They can throw on the burners and just run. And similarly, Chapin does too. Chapin also has some great linemen who are really doing well this game. And I think that both teams have room for improvement in all areas. But I say overall, Flora is pulling ahead when it comes to offense. And Chapin has room for improvement on both offense and defense.
Yes. And yeah, it's a great game right now. Going out, AC Flora looks like they're about to take the field again, start doing some second half warm-ups, and Chapin looks like they're about to come on the field too, start warming up some.
Also, I'd just like to mention that the punting game, Chapin's punter, number 6, Alex Nelson, he is unbelievable. I mean, in my opinion, you're going to see him in the pros one day. Like, the man is insane.
And the punt returner, Quincy Riley, number 3, a senior wide receiver, is dominating the run game. With 2 attempts, he has 99 yards, averaging 49.5 yards with 1 touchdown. That is just insane.
Receiving, I would say that Flora has definitely spread it out over a wide range of receivers more than Chapin has. Chapin is kind of stuck with the normal. They've stuck with something they know can get them somewhere. They've stuck with certain quarterback-receiver combinations.
Yeah, and Chapin has only thrown those 3 receivers, and Flora has thrown the 5, which is they know how to throw the ball and catch the ball and run the ball.
It's teamwork, really. You know, sure, both teams have great team atmospheres, but I think Flora is moving that onto the field more. And I also think that Chapin has got to move that onto the field more. And at the same time, I am kind of impressed to see freshman Xavier Short on the list of receivers because, you know, that's something that, you know, senior quarterback throwing to a freshman receiver, the senior may be a little uncomfortable about that, but he pulled it off for a 43-yard pass.
Yes, and being a freshman as a varsity player is just, and playing actually, is just amazing. And I think that's going to wrap it up for us tonight from halftime. And we're going to bring back Hayden Skaggs and Pearson, Uncle P. And we will see y'all next time.
Yep.
second half here at Cecil Woolbright. So far, the 5A Chapin Eagles are down to the 4A AC Flora Falcons in a good rival game here tonight on this lovely Friday evening.
Yeah, but it's been a good game so far. Flora has definitely impressed me so far tonight. I was shocked to see how they got in that hot start early, but Chapin was able to respond with a Tyson Thomas touchdown late in the first quarter, and that second quarter is mostly filled with turnovers and punts. Let's see what happens here to start the second half.
The first quarter was definitely very hot, but later as it progressed, the second quarter was kind of a dry quarter. Not really, I don't think there was any points scored. The big play though was in the very end of the second quarter, as Michael McNeil had that game, or not really game, but they had that half. They had that. How do I phrase it? He had a huge interception that, if not covered, which originally it was not covered, that could have been an easy touchdown. But thanks to Michael McNeil, the Eagles are now only down to a 7-point deficit.
Yep, and it was a huge pickoff there, and Flora will start with the ball here in the second half.
That's right. Chapin received first half, and they struggled. Flora kept dominating with the run and marching down the field. And with them starting with the ball for the second half, I think it's going to be, if Chapin doesn't fix their defense, it's going to be a big issue.
Yep, Chapin needs to force, I think, some more turnovers, potentially get some more pressure, as Jameis has been phenomenal so far tonight for the Falcons. I mean, 204 total yards tonight, 84 on the ground, 120 through the air. He has one touchdown as well, so it's been a great start for him.
Quincy Riley, also another key player. I think he actually overplayed himself, as late in the second quarter he started cramping up and had to be taken out of the game. And when that man played on all sides of the ball, the offense, defense, and special teams, and I could tell that he was already starting to get tired, because he would keep stretching, and he'd have to get other players from AC Flora to help stretch his calves and his thighs. A very critical spot for cramp, especially for a humid, hot place like Chapin.
Yep, and you see Nelson here prepared to take the kickoff, and it is a booming kick coming up here.
And they're going to return it.
Turned it right from the goal line.
And it's a fumble on the play, but returned by Riley. Quincy Riley on the return.
I don't think it was a fumble. Chapin was looking like they were calling for a block in the back there, and it looked like they should have gotten one around the 20-yard line. Looked like kind of a blindside hit almost came through again for the Falcons.
Here we have AC Flora's offense to take the field. It's definitely going to be interesting to see this Chapin defense has changed with the offense for Flora has changed.
But yep, it'll be first down coming up here for the Eagles. Sorry, for the Falcons. First and 10 coming up here. Ball on the 31.5-yard line coming up here for Flora. Jameson will scramble up the middle, and he's tackled down about the 34-yard line.
And that'll be for a second down for Flora.
Yep, it'll be 2nd and 7 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on their own 35-yard line.
Jameson it's a weird formation they got here.
Yep, Jameson will be out here 2nd and 7 coming up here. And
That
that snap!
the play.
And he'll pick it up. Is he going to try to throw it, or what's he going to try to do here? That was a good scramble play by Flora, but they couldn't get anything out of it. They were lucky just to keep the ball. Yep, and it'll be 3rd down coming up here for the Falcons. And, I mean, that was a dangerous play almost there for the Falcons. I mean, it was a bad snap, but they were lucky to actually get back to the original line of scrimmage there. As James was able to get time in the pocket, but there was great coverage downfield there by the Eagles. So, third down.
Secondary's been doing a great job. I don't know if Michael McNeil has been in the secondary before, but he was in that last play to end the first half, correction.
It looks like they've kept him out here to start the second half as well.
Jameson's going to take the snap. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. and met immediately. He's going to gain a few more yards.
That's going to be close to the line of scrimmage. I think they might have gotten the first down there. It's going to be close.
And that was Heatley on the carry.
Let's see where they spot this ball right here for the Falcons. And they're going to give him the first down. And honestly, I'm surprised they didn't measure it. It looked like it was very close. But it'll be a first down here for Flora. First and 10 ball on their own 41-yard line as they get a huge first down there. And yeah, we see so far Jamison tonight, he's been tough to stop for the Falcons. I mean, his scrambling has really helped them out whenever they've struggled to pass the ball at times. So, I mean, he's just been the perfect option at quarterback.
And Jameson drawing back and caught by number 8. And he gets room to run. And a big gain for Flora. Number 8, Eric Austin with the reception.
And you see Flora really have favored that slot receiver tonight. I mean, they've been looking to that slot play all night, and that time it works out well for the Falcons, and they get down to a first and 10 for Flora, down to the Chapin 32.5-yard line up here. And Jameson continuing his great game tonight. I mean, whenever he's had time in the pocket and there's been an open man, he has seemed to find them.
Going to call for a motion. That's going to be Cam Scott with the carry.
Looks like there's a jet sweep there, but stopped it around the 29-yard line. Tackled down there by a host of Eagles. It'll be second and it'll be second and 7 come up here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 29-yard line, I would say, 29 or 30.
Looks like Jameson's going to have 3 receivers to his right. It's going to be a fake handoff, wide open, touchdown Flora. That was number 13, Dorian Addison, and Flora now up 20-7 against Chapin.
Man, there goes all that momentum that Chapin had going into the half. Gone in one play, and Dorian Addison with his 3rd touchdown catch of the season for the Falcons. And Flora an extra point away from making this a 21-7 ball game. And for Jamison, that's his 2nd passing touchdown tonight. And that was a huge play there for the Falcons. Extra point is good. And it's 21-7 Flora over the Eagles right now.
That's no really way you can describe it other than that's just clean play by the Flora offense. You had Dorian Addison, who had a great reception, took it all the way to the house. And now we're going to actually have a guest speaker with us for a quick interview. What is known as the founder of CSPN, Mr. Bill Wolf.
How you doing?
Doing good, Mr. Wolf. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. We're down. We got to get back in this ball game.
Oh, we definitely need to get back in this ball game. Let's see if our offense can maybe make a drive here. And so you were the original founder of CSPN, kind of started this whole idea from the baseball press box in 2012, wasn't it?
It was in the spring of 2012. My son played baseball, and we had fathers that were traveling, and we wanted to find a way for everybody to watch Chapin baseball at the time. And then we migrated over to football back in the fall of 2012.
I mean, yeah, definitely. And there's been a lot of changes made to CSPN. Thing is just coming from overall to a baseball standpoint to now doing almost every sport now.
Well, what you have now is just really a full production.
Yeah.
And it's a tribute to the students and all the adults that have taken it over the past 5 years, and they've really accelerated the program. You got a lot of young people going through the program, and it's just outstanding.
I mean, yeah, I've been on and off part of CSPN since my freshman year. So is Hayden here. He's been a part of it since his freshman year. I mean, it's a thing that it's honestly a fun thing to do. I mean, if you love doing sports, this is the thing for you.
Absolutely. It's just an opportunity to participate in the game in a unique way, and who knows, maybe this is something that you guys would want to do later in life.
I mean, definitely. I'm looking towards next year with me hopefully going to Clemson to do some production stuff, hopefully with the football program next year. So.
Well, Drew Sheely was one of the alumni of CSPN, and he went through the Clemson program, and now he's doing work in Atlanta at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So you guys work hard at it, and it shows.
Yep. And on the play there, Thomas was stopped there about the 25-yard line. Lost about 3 or 4 there for the Eagles. It'll be third down kind of here for this Eagles offense.
That was Dewey Green who led that tackle earlier against Tyson Thomas. Chapin's run game is just getting eaten alive as Flora has rejuvenated within these past few minutes after putting up 7 more on the Eagles. And now just the offensive line for Chapin it really needs to come up big if they want to make some big plays. They're going to call for a motion. Petroni's going to roll to his right. He's looking for a man. He finds Jalen Thomas. Thomas going to pick up a few yards and even a first down.
Yep, first down there for Jalen Thomas. 11-yard pass there from Petroni to Thomas. They'll be first and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on their own 36-yard line. And as we were saying earlier, with Mr. Wolf coming up with the idea of CSPN in 2012 for baseball, I mean, just how did the thought process really begin? Did it start with?
The first broadcast was quite chaotic. We literally all we had was a laptop. We had a USB port for a microphone, and we had a video input card that was hooked up to a JVC camcorder, and that's how we broadcasted our first couple of games, and it kind of evolved. We had to figure out how to get internet out to the baseball, so we pulled fiber optic cable underneath the football field at the time, spliced it up, and that's kind of how the process began.
Definitely took a lot of work just to start what would soon become a huge program that has a huge boom in students this year. At the interest meeting for CSPN this year, we noticed a huge increase in interest. Oh, and no late foul there. That's a...
I don't think Coach Gentry's too happy about that.
I mean, Coach Gentry's probably eating into the refs right now about that call, about that no call there, because definitely the whistle was blown, and there was players looked like Garrett Hike was thrown down there by a Florida D lineman.
Yeah, it was Michael Sauls who threw down Garrett Hike.
It'll be third and 13 coming up here for the Eagles, and they need this first down. They need to get some momentum in this ball game right now, because you cannot afford to continue to be down to Florida right now.
Almost intercepted, but a short gain.
That was a dangerous play there.
Another punting situation for the Eagles.
That's Jacob Dixon with the catch for a short gain, but going to turn out to be another punt for the Eagles. Another 3 and out. Give Flora the ball.
Flora did a good job disguising a blitz, and they pulled off of it.
They were able to read the screen well. They saw the pulling linemen, so they just followed them in. Dixon getting nowhere there on the screen. It'll be fourth down cut up here for the Chapin Eagles.
Yeah, I think Chapin struggles right now. I think is definitely within their offensive line. I mean, they've always had problems this year, but I think now is the time where the problems is actually showing up. And
Florida's got a good defensive line. They're fast.
They've got number 55, Michael Sauls, who's been making some good plays, along with number 9, Dewey Green.
Yeah, definitely. This Florida D-line has been very impressive tonight. And, I mean, that's the issues tonight for Chapin is that they got to get – if their offense doesn't get something going, you don't want to allow a touchdown in this drive potentially and then be down 21 points with less than a quarter and a half left to play and having just to chase. I mean, I'm a bit shocked right now. Florida's played very well tonight.
Florida's definitely – I came into tonight thinking Florida was going to be a sleeper team. But it turns out that these guys came ready to play. And it looks like there's going to have a cramp. I think that might be Jake Watson. I don't know who that is.
Yep, it was Jake Watson. He made the tackle there on Jamison, but Jamison lost, looks like 1 or 2 yards there on the play, and it'll be second and down coming up here for the Falcons.
And that's definitely one thing you got to remember is as soon as you get on that sideline, I think first thing to do is just get a gulp of water and stretch, because you're exerting so much energy at one time, you're going to eventually ruin your muscles.
I mean, yeah, it's been a hot night here tonight in Chapin, so we've seen quite a few
high humidity.
Yeah. Quincy Riley had that. He had to come out of the game late in the second quarter. He was just cramping up from playing. He's playing almost every snap. Kid never got a rest.
And yeah. That's what it's like right now in Chapin. I mean, that's what it's like most of South Carolina right now. High humidity. Yeah. It's just going to be hot pretty much till who knows when, honestly.
Usually about October, November is when it starts to cool down, and when you start seeing people bust out the jackets and the hot cocoa instead of the soft drinks and water.
Yep, definitely. And you know, on that sideline though for Chapin, you know, Coach Gentry is trying to motivate his players right now.
Oh, yeah, you definitely can't lose the spark if you're. Doesn't matter what the score is. You don't want to lose that spark.
There's plenty of time in this ball game.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, we got plenty of time. We just got to put a couple drives together.
Yeah, I mean, our offense needs to make some play. If our defense can maybe get a sack here or maybe force another turnover, that'd be huge as well.
Got a bit of motion now.
Yep.
Here Cam Scott comes across.
Jameson will have 2 lined up to each side of him. He's alone in the backfield. There's a tight end there for Flora.
And there's a shovel
There's
pass.
an RPO look like.
Yep, another RPO. Flora's like that little shovel pass call tonight, but they have seemed to not really get many yards from it, though. Chapin is very...
Bobbled it up pretty good.
I believe that was Jacob Drag on the tackle.
Yeah, Jacob Drag's been the one who's mostly snuffed out those plays tonight.
As you said earlier, that was a play that really got collegiately. That's what got Clemson that upset against Pittsburgh a few years.
Yeah, Clemson got upset by that play. Pittsburgh was able to use it very well. And a lot of teams like that running RPO style offense saw that and was like, maybe this is something we should all try. So
Definitely been a big trend nowadays. Oh,
There's
that
some
looks like
confusion.
They call a timeout.
timeout for Flora, their first of the half. And with 4:28 left to go here in the third quarter, Flora is up 21-7. And they will have 3rd and 9 come up here, ball on their own 34-yard line.
Yeah, you can see the coaches are definitely not pleased with the performance so far. Trying to fuel up these players, get some energy back in them, get that ball.
Coach Dogg's out there. He's coaching them up right now hard.
Oh yeah, you know Coach Stogner's probably running through that defense right now, trying to find out which part has been malfunctioning a bit tonight for them. So
You know, I think that one thing that Flora has against Chapin is that they've had one more week of rest.
I mean, Flora hasn't played in 3 weeks. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. When you get that much rest in a row, I mean, you should be coming out the better conditioned team. You haven't had to play in 3 weeks.
I mean, you've had practices, but you haven't had the chance to play in a while. And I
They're
think
hungry.
That's where, they're hungry for a win. Only having 1 and 2 in the season so far,
And
just coming off a win.
The thing you gotta be worried about for Chapin is, are they already looking ahead to Dutch Fork next weekend?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, and almost a sack. Jameson's
Nah,
gonna come
excellent,
back.
excellent pursuit.
Oh, they're gonna calm down.
Yep, and he is going to be dragged down by the 31-yard line. A huge stop there by that Chapin defense as they will force the punt
We
here.
get some good field position. Now the offense has an opportunity to make a drive.
Here comes Trey Lyles and Gio Macaluso for the return.
Let's see if Gio the Jet can maybe get a big return here for the Eagles.
And here comes Weaver for the Falcons to punt.
I mean, that was a huge play, though, for that Eagles defense. They need to get some momentum back in this ball game, and they're able to get it right there.
And a decent punt. Going to come to about almost Eagles 30. And here comes Gio Macaluso, who is just going to get wrapped up and suplexed.
Yes.
And there's
That's
a
going to be
flag.
an extra 15 yards there. That's another dumb penalty, though, for Flora. That's the third time tonight where I think they will have a personal foul.
Unnecessary roughness for sure.
That's Jalen Tarver on that tackle who suplexed Gio Macaluso.
I mean, that's just, Flora already tonight has two. This would be their second unnecessary roughness. They had the unsportsmanlike conduct earlier in the ball game. So.
And an excessive celebration early in the first quarter.
Yep. I mean, it's just been Flora. You know that coaching staff's trying to calm them down because you do not want to get players thrown out of this ball game for doing stupid things like that.
Eagle offense now has an opportunity to take advantage of being in the territory of the Falcons.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get 1st and 10 on the plus side of the field, which is huge.
About the 44-yard line.
And even when Giovanni Macaluso does not get a big return, he still causes problems for opposing teams.
Padrone's got a receiver to each side of him. He's got Jason Graves in a motion. Looks like they might be going to screen. They're going to go screen. A good catch. And
Very
he's got
good
room to run.
pass. Very good pass.
He's still on his feet.
Good
And
pass.
he's going to be
Good
taken
run.
down.
Good play there by Jason Graves. I mean, as soon as you see him peel off in the backfield, I figured it was going to be a screen. Because that is one thing Jason Graves has been very well known for this Chapin Varsity program. He is a very good screen wide receiver. And right there he gets 15 yards there. It's 1st 10 for Chapin, and they're starting to move now. And they got to
They got to keep that highest pace going. Maybe tire out this Flora defense.
Yeah, I think that hurry-up offense Chapin has can easily tire out a defense like AC Flora, who's been on the field for a good part of the game. And looks like it's going to be another screen overthrown, though, however.
Yeah, he was trying to find Graves again. Graves was open. It looked like he did have a blocker
That was
in Jalen Thomas, but
Jalen Thomas with the block. It set up for, it would have been a decent run had Graves caught the ball, but just a bit overthrown by Padroni.
and it'll be 2nd and 10 come up here for the Eagles. Ball on the Flora 29-yard line, and you really need points in the worst way possible here for this Eagles offense.
I mean, the good thing is that Chapin, I definitely think, is in the range for a field goal with Alex Nelson. I definitely think he can hit a field goal where they are at, as long as they don't lose any yards.
I mean, thing is, though, you want 7. You don't want to have to settle for 3.
Some positive yards, but
Yep, Thomas will get down to the
3rd and long.
26-yard line.
They'll bring him about 3rd and 6 for the Eagles.
Yep, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 come up here for this Chapin offense. Let's see what they dial up here. Let's see, they'll keep 3 wide receivers on the field, 2 running backs, and Padroni. I mean, Trey Lyles has that ability to play both a wide receiver and running back, so see if maybe they'll put him out in the passing play here.
You got Trey Lyles in motion.
Yes.
Padroni's got 3 receivers to his right. It's going to be a drop pack. Jalen Thomas overthrown, though.
I mean, Padroni had no time to throw it, so he had to throw it very quickly, and let's see what Chapin dials up here.
I think they might. Looks like they might go for it. It's to that point where you could go for a field goal, but at the same time you can't really.
what's the range of the kicker for Chapin this year?
I mean, Alex can kick it, I know, from 55. He's been able to kick from 55 in the past, so the thing is, though, I'm surprised they are not going with Alex Nelson here because he does have a boot on him. So
3 points is better than none, but I guess Chapin's going to risk it.
they want 7. They want to get to at least a touchdown.
And
He's open.
Jason Graves overthrown. And that's going to be a
Unfortunate.
turnover on downs.
Man, he was.
They had the play
They had the play right there. Jason Graves.
just a little
easily
too
could've gone
much
for that.
out of the outstretched hands of the wide receiver there.
But 1st down and 10 for Flora.
And that's the thing. The same play was ran a couple weeks ago against Newberry, and Graves caught a touchdown off that. So I think they're trying for that same play, and it just didn't work out there for the Eagles. I mean, 2 throws in a row, Padroni just overthrows his man, and man, that huge defensive stand now goes to waste. And now Flora back, 1st and 10, ball on their own 26-yard line with 2:11 left to go here in the 3rd quarter.
Flora definitely, if they want to keep pounding on Chapin, they'd have to score on this drive.
If they can score a touchdown, I mean, it's going to be a dire situation for this Chapin team if Flora can get some points right here.
Jameson, he's going to take it on a run. He's got room to move, and a big hit by Beckett.
It's a great hit. Florida did a good job of spreading the defense out there with that wide set, didn't they?
Yeah, Sam Beckett with a big hit there. But again, Jameson has been phenomenal at scrambling whenever there's been great coverage downfield for the Eagles. And again, 13 yards right there, first
That was a
down.
design run with the spread formation they had.
Yep.
It really forces your defense to spread out and play man in situations like that, and they had an extra blocker on the right side.
Jameson going to drop back, and he's going to run it again. Jacob Drag just misses him.
Yeah, it's a much better job that time.
Gain of about 1 or 2. And bring him about 3rd and 7, or correct?
2nd and 7.
Jacob Drag just out of reach against Jameson, who's definitely a shifty quarterback, definitely a dual threat.
And tackled down there by number 36, Sam Greer there for the Eagles. And it is 2nd and 7 coming up here. Ball on their own 40-yard line for the Falcons.
Greer's definitely had a great debut tonight for his varsity debut. He's had quite a few good tackles. Tackle for loss, I believe. And it's going to be a handoff to number 13, and a flag
Looks
is
like a hold.
thrown. Might
Yeah.
be, yeah.
Hold or chop block there.
Looks like it's going to be on Flora's O-line. Wait for the call from the official.
So, yep, it'll be a penalty against the Falcons here. But, yep, with 56 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter, it'll be a penalty here on the Falcons. So,
The ball is going to come back, and it's going to be a huge 3rd down now.
Second down. Yep. It'll be third down coming up here for the Falcons. Third and about, I'll say third and about 15 here coming up here for Flora, and let's see what they dial up here.
Oh, correct. Now it is second. That's second and 15.
Referees have some confusion.
Yeah, I was confused myself. I thought
I thought it was third down until they just changed it, but they're gonna go with, yep, it is second down.
That's correct.
so. Yep, second and 15 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball in their own 32-yard line.
And the clock's still rolling. Now hitting 43 seconds until the end of the third quarter.
I think Flora will have to get 2 plays here before the end of the quarter. So let's see what Jameson dials up here.
Right.
Hike gets through on the rush.
They're bottling him up. Good pursuit by the Eagles.
And a great run for Jameson, but taken down by Sam Greer, the sophomore.
Sam Greer's put up a great performance tonight for this Eagles defense. And it will now be third and 13 coming up here for the Falcons. Let's see if they just run out the clock and go to the fourth quarter here.
I think that's what they're going to do.
It looks like it.
Looks like they're calling, looks like probably a dime defense coming in here for the Eagles. Yep, you see Josh Lloyd, Trey Lyles coming in here. And they will go to the fourth quarter here at Cecil Woolbright Stadium with AC Flora up 21-7 on the Chapin Eagles. And we thank Mr. Wolf for joining us in the press box tonight.
Guys, I've enjoyed it very much. I tip my hat to the CSPN Live broadcasters and the whole team. I tell you, you guys have put together a great program. It's definitely one of the premier broadcasting high school programs in the state. And I can truly appreciate the amount of work you guys put into this. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Go Eagles.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf.
But yeah, great.
That's a great performance for both sides on the half. Flora puts on 7 more as we enter the fourth quarter. Your score: Flora 21, Chapin 7.
And really tonight for Chapin, the issue has been their offense so far tonight. Their defense has really done well at trying to contain Jameson as best they can. And the past couple drives, they've done a really good job of it. It's just been the issues that Chapin's offense has not, so far, I wouldn't say has not come to play, but they've just struggled at times to stop this Florida defense, who's played phenomenal, in my opinion.
I definitely agree with you there. I think Chapin has done they've done a pretty good job on defense, holding them to at least 21 points throughout this game. But offensively, they really need to put points on the board if they want to compete. And Jameson in the backfield, he's going to get sacked for the first time this game.
Yeah, first one there looked like was James Wells there. He was first one to get there on the pressure, and Cherico finished it off there for the Eagles. And it will be a punt forced by this Chapin defense. Huge stop.
Huge stop indeed. Was that James Wells with the tackle?
James Wells was the first one there, but I think Cherico did finish it off.
And it looks like there's going to be...
Looks like Taylor Lane was cramping up there for the Eagles.
And here comes the punt squad for AC Flora. Weaver coming in the backfield to punt it. And Lyles and Macaluso to return for the Eagles.
And number 32, Jordan Thomas, running on the field here for the Eagles. And Lyles and Macaluso will be down about the Chapin 30-yard line. If Chapin gets some good field position here, they got some hope to get some points here on this drive.
Definitely think if they put.
I think it's a delay. Is it gonna be a delay game, or well, both referees are on the ball, so I have no idea what's going on in this situation right now. But yeah, I mean, huge sack there by that Chapin defense, and let's see what the Chapin offense does right here. Maybe you can get Giovanni Macaluso to get a big return here. Maybe if he can get a touchdown right here, that'd be huge for this Eagles offense.
Looks like they were waiting for a player. I don't think they had enough. They have enough players to punt.
It looked like it was only 10 players on the field there for the Falcons.
Or they maybe they're subbing, I guess. I don't know what the wait was for, but a little low snap. But Weaver's gonna punt this. Looks like it's gonna be Macaluso who catches it.
Yep, catch at his own 40-some yard line. There, he's got a little bit of.
And Macaluso's got more room to run.
Go! Down at the 31-yard line, Giovanni Macaluso with another great return there.
Looks like a little late action. No flags called, though, with Will Stogner and number 28, Dorian Mcfadden for AC Flora.
Giovanni Macaluso continuing to be a threat in the return game, and Chapin will get 1st and 10, ball on the floor, 31-yard line. Great field position to start this drive. And let's see if that huge return by Macaluso leads to some points here for the Eagles. I mean, continuing, Giovanni Macaluso has been definitely a dominant player on special teams all year.
Pedroni snap. He's got plenty of time. And caught by Thomas, and he's still on his feet. Thomas could go and rolls to the 1-yard line. And Chapin starting to strike back.
Chapin are in business right now. And they are going to get 1st and goal down at the 1-yard line. The 30-yard pass there from Pedroni to Thomas. And, man, again, the momentum has flipped.
And here off comes Jason Graves.
Looks like they're going to try to go for a quick sneak here for the Eagles.
And that's
You're going to give it to him?
no call yet by the officials. A flag down. Nothing called.
What's the call here?
I don't know what's going on.
There's some confusion going on right now.
There's no call for touchdown or not. And
There's a lot of
flag
confusion
thrown
going
after
on.
the play.
Oh, Chapin apparently might have had 12 on the field, man.
Yep. Oh, man, that's got a blow for Chapin.
That's a 15-yard penalty right there.
15-yard penalty.
Man. And now Chapin will get 1st and goal, ball on the floor, 16. And, man, that's a huge break for this Florida defense. And
yeah,
that's going to sting.
That was I'm pretty sure that was a Chapin touchdown that got called back because of 12 men on the field.
Man, Chapin, that's going to anger Coach Gentry right there. That is a dumb penalty that it might come back to bite the Eagles right there.
That's a careless mistake made by Chapin.
Definitely was. And
from what I saw, it looked like 2 came off, but 2 came on, but only 1 came off.
I agree with that call right there. But
yeah, that was a good call by the ref. All right, handoff to it's going to be a handoff to Cooper Evans.
And he is stopped at the line.
Going to be taken down by Jalen Tarver.
2nd and goal from the 16 coming here for the Eagles. And, man, that penalty could come back to bite.
I mean, in a sense, though, you could get a field goal if you want to, get 3 points. Chapin had an opportunity to do that earlier and said they went to risk it and ended up not being able to convert on 4th down. Oh, and we may have a false start on defense or offsides on defense.
False start on the offense, man.
On the offense.
And now just going to continue to move it back. My gosh, come on. It will be 2nd and goal coming up here for the Eagles. Ball on their own 21-yard line.
Yeah, they went from the 1 yard, and now they've gone back 20 yards in penalties.
That is, Coach Gentry's probably about to lose on the sideline at that. 2 penalties that shouldn't have really happened, but.
And as we're winding down to 9 minutes and 59 seconds, he's wishing he had more time to put up another one. And a
bad snap.
Bad snap caught by Thomas.
But he's going to go.
Dodge a defender. And and no flag there.
What the? Man, and they called it earlier, but they're not going to give it that time. And, man, 3rd and goal. Ball in the floor at 22-yard line. Man.
Dontorian Best with the tackle.
I mean, that was similar to the tackle on Macaluso earlier, and I'm surprised they didn't call that this time. And you see this Florida crowd, they are very hyped up on the opposite side of the field. And you need a big play here if you're Chapin. You need a touchdown. This is a time where you got to get a touchdown right here.
Pedroni, he's got time in the pocket. Nope, he's going to scramble. He's looking for a man to throw, and it's going to be incomplete. So the question is, do they bring on the kick?
Yep, and they're going to bring on Alex Nelson here to attempt the 39-yard field goal. This is definitely in Nelson's range. Let's see if he can just knock this down to an 11-point game with 9:37 left to go.
Yeah, 3 points are better than none, and if you think about it, they get 2 touchdowns, they get the lead as long as they hold Florida to 21.
I mean, yeah.
There's some more confusion with the referees. It's like, so it looks like the ball's going to be spotted at the 22-yard line. Nelson coming back. You can see Gage Lapina making sure they don't have too many men in the field. And
Good
kick is
snap.
up, and it is good.
Yep, 39-yard field goal there made by Alex Nelson, and it'll be 21-10, AC Flora over Chapin.
Good kick by Nelson.
So yeah, with 9:37 left to go here in the fourth quarter, AC Flora is up 21-10, but Chapin got some points on that drive needed, but still, I feel like that should have been a 7-point drive there for the Eagles.
Chapin still needs to come back. I definitely think that one play definitely hurt them. They could have got a touchdown, could have got 4 more points, but instead they'll settle with a field goal, and now only instead of 14, down to 11 to the Falcons.
Yep, and it's 21-10 coming up here. 9:37 left to go. Chapin will try to kick it off here. But yeah, I mean, Flora got helped out by that penalty. I mean, the 15-yard penalty really cost the Eagles right there. Alex Nelson on the attempt. Question is, will they maybe attempt an onside kick this early in the ball game? With 9:37 left to go, will they attempt it? Nope, they will not.
I don't think it's
time yet, but
it's not that dire of where they need to go for an onside kick.
I mean, this Chapin defense has done very well in the second half, so I feel like you can rely a bit on this defense to maybe get another stop here for the Eagles.
You definitely got to tip your hat off to the defense. With so many drives that Flora's had, they've only allowed 21 throughout 4 quarters. But Flora's defense has been eating up Chapin's run game. They've only allowed 1 rushing touchdown by Tyson Thomas early in the first quarter. But other than that, that's it. All they've got tonight is that rushing touchdown and a field goal that was just kicked by Alex Nelson.
Yep, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Flora. Ball there at 20-yard line with 9:35 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Another touchback from Alex Nelson. I mean, the thing is, though, Flora's not had great starting field position all night. They really struggled with field. They've lost the field position battle, but they've done very well to do well with the field position they've had all night.
Contrary to Chapin, Flora's had a great job with getting marching down the field. Passes incomplete. Great coverage by Will Stogner.
Great pressure brought in there by Jarrett Whitley as he almost got to Jameson there right when he was throwing it. And it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons.
And Jameson just overthrows intended receiver number 2, R.J. Mobley.
I mean, he had to get it out quick because Whitley was coming in hot, and he ended up laying a blow on the quarterback there as soon as he threw it. So it'll be 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons, ball on their own 20-yard line.
Jameson 3 to his right, 1 to his left. He's gonna fake handoff.
Another read option, and I think he got a first down there.
No, it might be just shy. They might move the chain. So the line judge.
And Jameson is the one down here for the Falcons.
So while we got this timeout, looking at their stats, Flora so far 0-2 on the road this season after losing to Buford 35-21 and to Union County 35-14. And the big goal for Flora was to defend the run game, which obviously they've been doing phenomenal. Cooper Evans, Tyson Thomas, they've been easily predicting it, and it also comes with beating through that offensive line.
I mean, definitely, it's been a great performance for this Flora offense tonight. I mean, Jameson has been phenomenal at quarterback night. He has scrambled. I think he's got over 100 yards rushing and probably close to 200 yards passing on the day.
That sounds pretty much accurate. Jameson now.
He is slow to get up, and he is going to be taken to the sidelines, and that could be a big loss potentially here for Flora. He has been phenomenal tonight.
A slight limp in his walking, but nothing looking too serious. But we hope that's the way it is. Hoping nothing too serious for Jameson. But now the question is, who's going to take in for a spot while he's out? And it looks like it might be number 5, Joshua Heatley, the running back, who's now going to be taking the snaps.
Joshua Healy actually was the starting quarterback originally to start the year for Flora, but they switched to Jameson a couple weeks ago against Columbia, and it worked out very well. So, but let's
Here
see
comes
what.
the run. It's going to be a handoff to number 21, Matthew Pack. Gets a decent gain. Going to bring up 3rd down though.
Second down, I think.
Or
Yeah, but it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 35.5-yard line. Big blow delivered there by Will Stogner, though. I mean, we've seen some big hits all from both sides tonight. I mean, I feel like we came into kind of expecting that. Both of these sides don't really like each other. There's not many pleasantries shared by both sides.
definitely, Chapin and AC Flora have quite a history in these recent years with not being so kind. Heatley with the carry, and he's going to take it, and he's got room to run, and taken down by Sam Greer for a huge gain.
Yep, Healy there with a big gain down to the 40, down to the Chapin 43, 44-yard line. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Man, Chapin defense needs to get stopped right now, I think. It is necessary right here.
They're down 10 with 8 minutes to go left in the game, and they need points as soon as possible if they want to compete with AC Flora. And if Flora could pull off this upset, it would be their first road win this season.
Yeah, but they'll move to 2-2, and that'll be a huge confidence booster for this Flora team, as Chapin has won the last 2 meetings between these two sides.
And a huge play by Connor Law.
The thing that's crazy about it is last year Chapin actually blew out Flora on this field. And then the year before that, they played at Spirit Communications Park, which was a real honor for both sides. I mean, getting to play at the Firefly Stadium here in Columbia.
It was definitely great to see what potentially could be the more sites of neutral games between school rivals.
But yeah, 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 44-yard line with a little bit over 7 minutes left to go here in the 4th quarter.
And a great tackle again. That this time I believe was Jacob Drag.
It was Jacob Drag there with the tackle for loss, and it'll be 3rd and 12 coming up here for the Falcons. Ball on the Chapin 46-yard line. And you see this Chapin defense trying to hype up this crowd right now on 3rd down. Big 3rd down coming up here. Chapin needs to get a stop here and hopefully get a quick score to get back into striking distance.
AC Flora, I think Heatley needs to I definitely think that they might go with the run game, but it'd also be interesting to see if he can throw it. But he's going to keep it on the ground. And Heatley with a good gain, but not enough.
Down at the 40-yard line. Let's see what Flora calls. If I was Flora, I'd probably try to pin Chapin deep right here with a punt potentially. But let's see what the Falcons call here. Maybe they try to go for the 1st down, try to run out more clock. Maybe they try to draw the Eagles off sides here. It's going to be a very interesting call here from Flora. Because you do not, because worst comes to worst, you run out the clock, get a delay of game penalty, and get yourself back into better punt range. It looks like Flora might just call a timeout here and maybe just try to run down the clock there, which isn't a bad decision there for the Falcons. With 5:50 left to go here in the 4th quarter, Flora is up 21-10 here on the Chapin Eagles here at Cecil Woolbright Stadium. And it is 4th down coming up here for the Falcons. Question is, will they punt or will they try to go for it?
I mean, personally, I think they would try to punt it. Yeah, you see Weaver right there in the huddle warming up that leg. You're at the 40-yard line. It's that kind of dilemma you got where you can't go for the 1st down, but you don't know if you can really trust your kicker with going for a field goal, because if you miss, it's turnover and you give the ball.
Chapin gets the ball at the 40-yard line. I mean, that's the thing. If I was Flora, I'd just try to punt it away, pin Chapin deep.
Yeah.
With Chapin will get the ball at about 5:40 left to go. I mean, all Flora's defense has got to do is try to make sure Chapin can't get a big play and score quick. Because Chapin can score quick, I mean, we're looking at a whole different ball game. I mean, and the worrying thing here is let's see what. Wow, I think Flora's gonna go for it.
And, yeah,
Jameson's back out on the field here for the Falcons, and this is a potentially big play in this ball game.
Weaver goes back to the sideline. It looks like we're going to have a fourth down conversion.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, if Florida just tries to draw Chapin offsides here. And they maybe go with the delay of game if they can't get the Eagles to jump. No, and they're going to.
And they're going to try and run it. A little screen play. And taken down immediately.
No, and they're. Wow.
Great play.
The huge thing is that he's not going to get forward progress because he kept running. So Chapin's going to get 1st and 10 ball on their own 44. Questionable play call there from the Falcons.
Number 53, I think that's Jake Hames.
Yep, Jake Haim there on the tackle. And now Chapin will get 1st and 10 ball on their own 44-yard line. Questionable call there from the Falcons.
I mean, you have some security points to go with. I think it was a reasonable call for them. You don't lose too much. If Chapin scores, you're still up with, I would say, if they score within the next 2 to 3 minutes, you got about 2 minutes left. Maybe just run out the clock. Pedroni looking deep.
Oh! Dropped there by Thomas, and man, if Pedroni would have hit that pass, that could have been a huge difference maker.
But the good thing is they do stop the clock with that missed pass, so this could be potentially a blessing in disguise if they get a touchdown or a huge gain out of this play.
Yep, 5:34 left to go here in the fourth quarter. Florida's up 21-10 on the Chapin Eagles. 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Eagles. Ball there on 44-yard line. Pedroni with 4 wide receivers and 1 running back.
And a good catch and goes out of bounds. Catch was made by Jason Graves.
Wouldn't be surprised if James is trying to run a 2-minute offense here. Try to go for some quick out routes, get out of bounds quickly, stop the clock. Isn't a bad idea for this Chapin offense to do that.
I don't think so. I think, honestly, that's what Coach Gentry has to come to this point. I think it's a
great idea. I do.
think it's a great idea, but I don't think it was his, first idea.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You definitely want to be up at this point of the ball game.
Yeah, I think and it's
Way overthrows his man.
Jalen Thomas was the intended receiver.
4th and 4 here, and this could be our ball game here, folks. 4th and 4 for the Eagles. Ball on the 50-yard line. They need to get a 1st down right here.
This is definitely a make or break. Chapin, I think, is going to go for it.
Oh, definitely. I wouldn't doubt that they're going for this one. Maybe you try to draw them off sides and call it timeout. Come up with a play design if you don't have it right here. But
Pedroni's got 2 to each side. It's going to be a blitz. Caught by Cooper Evans.
And he's going to get a 1st down.
And he's going to go down. And a huge gain. Chapin enters to Falcon territory, almost the red zone. They're going to be spotted down at about the 34-yard line. That also stops the clock until the referee blows the whistle. Oh, the clock now remains.
Yep, 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball on the AC Flora 34-yard line. Huge play there for the Eagles.
And Pedroni's going to scramble. Wide open.
Got him!
Touchdown, Chapin.
I think that's Xavier Short with his 1st career varsity touchdown for the Eagles.
And wow, folks, we got a ball game. They might be going for 2. I see a coach throwing up a 2.
I mean, worst comes to worst, if you get 2, you get a field goal. You only got to get a field goal. I mean, that's a huge thing right here. You're going to have to score a touchdown if you kick an extra point no matter what, so just go for it right here.
Oh, it looks like they may call a timeout. Yeah, timeout's going to be called by Chapin. A huge mistake made by Flora, leaving that wide receiver wide open for Chapin.
And Xavier Short makes up for his fumble earlier in the ball game right there with a huge touchdown with 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter. Flora's lead now down to 21-16 with possibly a 2-point conversion come up here for the Eagles.
If Chapin does get this is huge because Chapin, all they need is an Alex Nelson field goal to potentially go to overtime if they hold Florida at 21.
I mean, that was just, you could tell going on to the field for this drive, Chapin was gonna get points. You could tell. There looked like there was confidence in that offense after scoring the last drive. Despite really, if they would have got a touchdown last drive, it would have been huge. But still getting 3 points gives your offense some momentum to work with. And you knew they had to be motivated after getting stopped literally at the 1 and having to lose yards to drive beforehand to score. And they got it right there.
Here comes the Eagles offense. They're going to go for 2.
And that was similar to Pedroni's touchdown pass last week to Jason Graves on that one. Much similar pass where the wide receiver this time was short instead of Graves was wide open in the end zone off a Pedroni scramble, and he just finds the man wide open. And man, we got ourselves an interesting ball game now here at Cecil Woolbright.
And Jones going to roll to his right. And he's caught. And that's good. 2-point conversion good. And Chapin's now down to 3.
And it's caught there by number 19, Giovanni Macaluso. We have a 3-point game here with 5 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter.
We now have a ball game, folks. An Alex Nelson field goal is all Chapin needs to tie, or touchdown to get the lead. Flora, the goal now is to score. Just score. Doesn't matter if they get a field goal, they get a safety. They need points, and they need points now, because Chapin has now become a threat to potentially stealing this game from them, which was originally we all thought that Flora was going to take this.
And all the momentum has just turned into Chapin. I mean, 21-18. I mean, a few short minutes ago it was 21-7 Flora. Now it's 21-18, and all the momentum has just flipped here. And I mean, you talked about it earlier in the ball game. I mean, maybe Flora's just getting tired out here late.
Yeah, that's high humidity. They haven't played in 3 weeks, which is a blessing and a curse because they haven't been exerting this much energy in 3 weeks. As Chapin has one more week with them.
I mean, maybe, and it could also be that Flora really hasn't had this like a close game yet this year. I mean, where they've had the lead late. So I mean, you could also feel the pressure of that potentially coming on. But Chapin, who's been in close games to both Mid Carolina and Lou Goff-Elgin, found ways to win late in those games.
And here comes Quincy Riley. A great return brings them to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Quincy Riley there with a great return. And Flora will get some good field position to start this drive. It will be 1st and 10 for them. Ball, I'd say about the 38, 39-yard line here for the Falcons. And, I mean, that return was huge, though.
So now, I believe they haven't called the timeout. They're just getting the offense on.
Yep, trying to get this offense set up. Trying to make sure that they know what they got to do. They need to put points up on this drive.
Points.
If they can get a touchdown, that would be huge for this Falcon offense. But they really they need 3 at least. Force them to Chapin have to score a touchdown to win this ball game.
They're definitely going to go for 7. I think 3 would even do good. Oh, missed pass. That's
drop
huge.
There.
Intended receiver, Darian Addison, drop pass.
And the huge thing is that stops the clock, too. I mean, Chapin's got a lot of time left to get back in to get a tie or lead in this ball game. I mean, there's 4:47 left to go here, with only being a 3-point game. I think Chapin have 2 timeouts left.
I believe they have 2, yeah. All right, so it's going to be Jameson in the back. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Chapin showing like they're going to drop back. And it's going to be a fake handoff.
Jameson held it very long time, though. And that's the thing, is he held it for a long time. And that really allowed Chapin to kind of surround both him and the running back. So Jameson wasn't able to get out as far as he usually has been on tonight on that read option. And it's 3rd and 6 coming up here.
A big play now.
Let's see if Chapin get another huge 3rd down stops. They've been phenomenal on 3rd down this second half. They have just, every time Flora's had a huge 3rd down, they've seemed to stop it. So let's see if they can do it again right here.
So it's going to be same formation. Jameson has 3 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. He's going to drop and look for a pass. He's going to be pressured. And no. Going to bring up 4th down.
And an incompletion thrown there by Jameson. Great pressure brought by the Eagles D.
And here comes the punt team for AC Flora.
Another huge stop on 3rd down for this Eagles defense. They have been phenomenal in the second half to keep Chapin within striking distance. And now you got Macaluso and Lyles back deep to return here for the Eagles.
So now we got 4 minutes and a second left in this game. Chapin down 3. A touchdown would give them the lead. A field goal by Alex Nelson would tie the game.
And think about it, Chapin's been down or has been down all night long.
They haven't had the lead at all in this game. And a good punt. It's going to be returned by Macaluso. Macaluso's going to roll to his right. He's going to dodge a tackle. And he's going to continue to, fumble on the play.
Lyles, I think, fell on it for the Eagles, though. Lyles.
Yeah,
that was a,
whoo. That could have been huge for Flora, but Chapin's going to recover.
Whoo,
that almost could have been tragic for Chapin. But now 3 minutes and 46 seconds.
And you see Macaluso over there. He was hugging on to Lyles there for a second. He was like, "Thank you for holding on, for getting that ball for me." Because you know Coach Chino would have not let Gio here at the end of that. 3:48 left to go here. Chapin will start from their own 21-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Eagles.
I think all they need to do
They need to get in field goal range for Nelson. That's the minimum of what they got to do. If they can get a touchdown, it'd be awesome, but
Oh, Padroni.
Padroni's scrambling a lot.
And he's going to throw. And no.
No!
And that's going to be an incomplete catch. It looked like it was. That was a great. He did catch the ball, but the ref's going to call him out of bounds.
It looked like he had his foot down on inbounds, but it'll be an incompletion throw. It'll be an incompletion called there by the ref. 2nd and 10 for the Eagles, ball on their own 21-yard line. And I think if worst comes to worst, Chapin gets a 3 and out, and it's still 3 minutes left. They punt it away, and they got 2 timeouts, and they can potentially stop Flora. And let's see what the call is here, though.
Oh, looks like it might be on Flora.
If it's on Flora, that'd be. Yeah, but it is going to be on. It's going to be on
that's
Flora.
Huge.
It's going to be it looks like it'll be an encroachment here on the Falcons, and it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Eagles. Ball on their own 26-yard line, and man.
Careless mistakes, that's going to add up.
And as we've talked about it tonight, Flora's had a lot of careless penalties that really could have bit them earlier in this ball game.
And he's got a target.
Oh!
Just dropped. Wide open target dropped.
Xavier Short, I thought, had a big gain there, but just dropped it around the 44-yard line of the Falcons. 3rd and 5 coming up here for the Eagles. Man, and that was a great throw by Padroni. Just Short couldn't hang on to it. I mean, Padroni threw it on a line. He literally threw it perfect.
This is all they gotta need. They need to get this first down. If they don't, this is gonna be game.
I don't think it's game necessarily. I think James got enough time where they can punt it away. I think they do have enough time to punt it away if they have. With 3 minutes left to go, they still got a lot of time. And he threw it kind of behind Graves. He'll catch it, but interesting play call up here for the Eagles. 4th and 2. Let's see if Chapin goes for it all right here. They still got 2 timeouts, but I think you go for it here with the clock. If you got out of bounds, I think maybe you punt it away, but definitely with the clock going, you got to go for it right here.
This is make or break for Chapin.
Chapin, who's been huge, got the huge 4th down conversion to Cooper Evans' last drive. Let's see if they can do it again on this one.
And he gets it.
I think he got it. Padroni, I'm almost positive will get a first down. And he got out of bounds, too, which is a huge thing.
And, yep.
He got hit, but he was willing to take a hit to get a first down there.
That's gonna be
and it'll be a first down for the Eagles. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Ball to Flora, 31 or 32-yard line. 2:55 left to go here in the 4th quarter. And that's the second 4th down conversion of the quarter for the Eagles. Earlier they had a huge play to Cooper Evans on it, and now they get the big play there on the Padroni scramble. And they got to let the chain set here, though. So and the thing is, though, he got out of bounds, so that stopped the clock, which is huge for Chapin.
Padroni scrambling. He finds a target. It's caught. He's to get out of bounds.
And he gets out of bounds. Caught there by
Jason Graves. I believe that's number 81, Jason Graves.
I think it was Jason Graves there on the catch. Huge catch there for the Eagles.
2:48.
Yep.
Getting close.
2:48 left to go, and Chapin now 1st and 10, ball in their own 49, and they are driving right now. And Chapin, there's a lot of energy on this Chapin sideline. I mean, they've been down all game long so far, but late in this ball game, they've got the momentum.
And he's got a man. It's Jalen Thomas. And it's a
He's caught it! Thomas!
It's
touchdown, Eagles!
It's a touchdown, Chapin!
Touchdown, Jalen Thomas! With 2:37 left to go in the ball game. I think it will be.
And it's going to be excessive celebration.
It'll be excessive celebration on the Eagles, but after being down all but 2:37 left in the ball game, Jalen Thomas with a 51-yard touchdown catch thrown by Roger Padroni.
Great play. Chapin now with the lead.
And now on to 10 the extra point is Alex Nelson to put it to where Flora has to score a touchdown to win the ball game.
And Flora now has to get a field goal to tie it.
They got to get field goal right now, but the thing is, though, if Nelson hits the extra point, they got to get a touchdown. And the way James' defense has played, so far in the second half, we don't know what will happen. Man, that was a lot of excitement in this booth.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely been a roller coaster of emotions throughout this whole game.
And to think about it, Chapin was down at the start of the fourth quarter, 21-7. And with this extra, if they score this extra point, they would have scored 18 unanswered to take the lead here at Cecil Woolbright with 2:37 left to go in the ball game.
This is probably the best comeback game I've seen since Mid-Carolina 2016.
I agree with that one. I definitely agree with that statement. I mean, Chapin were down 21-7 to start the quarter. Knock on wood, though. I mean, Flora still's got a lot of time left to make a touchdown here late. But all the momentum is on the Eagles' side right now. If Nelson gets this extra point, that'd be huge.
It's good.
And he's got it. And Flora has to score a touchdown now to win the ball game. But yeah, with 2:37 left to go here in the ball game, Chapin up 25-21 on the AC Flora Falcons. And that was a huge, just a 51-yard dime there from Padroni to Thomas to get the lead in this ball game.
So actually a correction. Flora has to score a touchdown. A field goal doesn't tie it. They're still down by 1.
Yeah, that's the thing. Flora has to score a touchdown here with 2:37 left in this ball game to win the game.
A great performance. Drive started all the way from, I think, the Chapin's 21-yard line. And a huge catch by Jalen Thomas to give Chapin their first lead this game in the most clutch time possible.
And the thing is, with Alex Nelson, we know he has a boot, and let's see how far. Chapin did get the unsportsmanlike conduct, so they are going to have to kick from their own 25. So Flora could have great field position, though, still.
I think that was a little unsportsmanlike of Chapin, to be honest, of rushing out of the field. Although it is a big game, and you want to stay undefeated, Flora has been crushing them all night, and to finally take the lead, you can honestly, it's almost like a natural instinct to go give praise. But
the thing is, though,
you gotta stay sportsmanlike, because it could cost you.
The thing is, though, early in the ballgame, Flora did it as well. So
Yeah.
and the thing is, though, again, we need to talk about this. Flora's penalties have cost them so much in this ballgame. They've had 3 personal fouls, 1 unsportsmanlike, and 2 unnecessary roughnesses.
Oh, along with Chapin too. Chapin had a rough time. They were at the 1-yard line, and they went all the way 20 yards back just in penalties, and that ended up going with the Alex Nelson field goal.
But that field goal honestly may have been a blessing in disguise. We don't know what could have happened after that. But 25-21, Chapin up, and Nelson's he's gonna hit a little squib kick, and it's gonna be
bobbled, but
picked up at about the 32, and oh man, Wells and number 44 for the Eagles on the tackle.
It's a great play, but now Flora is in Chapin territory.
Number 44, Dylan King, there on the tackle with Wells, but Flora's in great field position. That's the scary thing. They got 1st and 10 on the Chapin side of the field. So Flora, the way that Jamison has made some plays tonight, it is a scary situation right now for Chapin, though. How well Jamison has played tonight for Flora. How deadly he's been on his legs have been just.
Honestly, anything can happen at this point.
They're going to go for a screen there. Look like a tunnel screen.
And it's going to be tackled, but not for a huge game. Cam Scott with a reception.
Tackled down there by about 3 or 4 Eagles there. And it'll be looks like second and 8 count up here for Flora. Ball on the Chapin 42-yard line. And the clock is still rolling here. We're getting down to 2 minutes left to go here in the ball game.
Jameson has 3 to his left, 1 to his right.
Got running back with him in the backfield. He's rolled out a lot tonight and then just ran it.
And he's going to be tackled.
Tackled in bounds, and he didn't get a first. So huge third down coming up here for the Falcons.
Now, they could go for a field goal here to.
No, I wouldn't think so. I would think they got to get a touchdown, because the thing is, you'd have to kick it onside, then they don't have time. Time is not Flora's friend right now.
It's 1 minute and 35 to go.
And Flora used a couple early timeouts in this half, too.
So that's
it might have been costly calling that timeout on that 4th down earlier in the ball game.
That's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed.
And the logic there for Flora is that they got 2 downs to get it, so I'm not surprised that they try to just get close, maybe try a QB sneak here with Jamison here on 4th down. 1 minute and 10 seconds left to go here at Cecil Woolbright. Chapin is up 25-21. And here we go. Here's the ball game right here.
This is the play. This is the play.
Here's the ball game right here. 4th and 2 coming up here for the Falcons. Jamison rolls out to his right. And he will get a first down.
And a little more.
Tackled down, though. And the thing is, though, look at how much time Flora – they don't have a lot of time. Time is not their friend in this situation.
They got 47
They
seconds.
had to stay inbounds, too. So, this is an interesting situation right here. Grant.
All emotions are flowing right now for both Chapin and Flora.
45 seconds left to go here in the 4th quarter. Jamison will take the
And he's going to
snap
look
and
deep.
drop back.
And it's caught for a touchdown, Flora. Are you kidding me? Touchdown, AC Flora. Number 2, RJ Mobley has just silenced Chapin.
And with 36 seconds
Are
left to go
you
here
kidding
for
me?
Flora. Wow. Chapin's got 36 seconds now. Let's see what Flora, I would assume, would try to kick an extra point, kick it, make it a 3-point game, because the thing is, though, if they do miss this extra point, Chapin can win with a field goal. Chapin has 36 seconds. Alex Nelson has a boot on him. So I'm intrigued to see what Chapin decide to do here. I really wouldn't be. Almost blocked.
Almost blocked.
And that would be
Field
a
goal ties
huge
it.
block, too.
But what a catch. The crowd has been silenced here in Chapin.
36
What a throw.
seconds left to go here in the ball. And, I mean, Jamison's just been phenomenal all night. His 3rd passing touchdown of the game.
What a
RJ
throw.
Mobley with a 2nd touchdown catch of the game as well. Mobley's definitely over 100 yards receiving on the night now. Jamison on the night probably has 350 total yards. He's just been phenomenal for the Falcons. But the thing is, though, they do not want to kick deep to Chapin, because Giovanni Macaluso could potentially do some damage here if he gets one. If he gets one and gets some blocks.
A big drive here with 30 seconds, and they could potentially get Alex Nelson to kick a game-tying field goal.
And Chapin has 2 timeouts, so they can potentially, if they can get down to about, I'd say the ideal range you want Nelson kicking from is around the 30-yard line. That's, I'd say, where you want him kicking from the minimum. At the maximum, I think you can kick from about 37, 36 right here.
You definitely don't want to be around the 40. You want to be around the 30-yard line. That's about where.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Chapin maybe could try a little bit of trickery here on this kick return. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if Flora just tried to squib it here. I think it's a dangerous idea to kick to Giovanni Macaluso at this time. But man, what a ball game we've had tonight. I mean,
And it's going to be a squib.
yep, I think we figured that.
And returned by Jason Graves.
Graves down to about the 31, 32-yard line. Chapin will have 31 seconds left to go here. 2 timeouts.
Not bad position.
Not bad field position. I mean, if you would have gotten it right at the front line, that would have been huge, though, for Chapin. Have it about the 45 instead of at the 32, but...
All they need is about 40 yards, and I think they could honestly just get a field goal. From
Oh, I
Alex
think they can
Nelson.
get
That's
40 yards. If they get 40 yards, they're in field goal range for Alex Nelson, I believe.
A 40-yard drive would probably be good enough for Alex Nelson to kick a game-time field goal. Kind of a weird snap there. And he's just going to save time and run out of
25
bounds.
seconds left to go. Questionable call there, but, I mean, you didn't want to get sacked there.
Oh, you don't want to waste time either.
You don't want to waste time. You need as much time as you get. 25 seconds left to go here. 2nd and 9 count here for the Eagles. Ball on their own 33-yard line.
He's got 2 receivers to both sides.
Can we have maybe a Minneapolis Miracle here?
Oh, just missed. It's been a tough game for 87 and blue.
Xavier Short, who caught the touchdown earlier tonight for the Eagles, he dropped another pass.
22 seconds now.
22 seconds left to go here, and
Can they possibly get another huge pass to Jalen Thomas?
I think
You
if you're
got that.
Chapin, you want to get to about the 50-yard line right here. Get out of bounds. I mean, you do have timeouts to work with, but you need to get yards right here.
Pedroni, not a lot of time. He scrambles. He's going to throw it.
Graves,
Oh, no late hit.
I'm surprised there was no late hit there. That looked very dangerous there.
Now it's gonna be
Almost
fourth
looked
down.
helmet to helmet there for a second there.
This could be the last game, folks, or last play of the game. My bad.
This really could be. Chapin has to get first down here.
14 seconds to go.
And Chapin, man, if they want to have any shot of a field goal, they need to get first right here. Try to ideally get down to the 50. Maybe have time for one more play and have Nelson come on to try and kick a game-tying field goal. But
And a catch. And it's going to be ruled a catch.
I
And
think
a
he's
first
going to be
down
out of
for
bounds.
Chapin.
He's
And
going to be out of bounds, too. So
8
first and
seconds.
10, ball in their own 46-yard line. Chapin, I think, can get one play.
They can probably have.
They can run one play, maybe get in field goal range for Nelson. The target is about the 30, I would say, here for the Eagles.
They'd probably be in out of.
And the thing is, Graves did get out of bounds, which was huge. So him getting out of bounds allowed Chapin to have a chance here to make a play.
Oh, and a missed pass. 5 seconds to go. Gio Macaluso, the intended target.
I think, yeah, it was Macaluso there, but
They could possibly run one more play, but
I have no, I don't know if you'd really.
You'd have to go all deep on this one, and that's what there looks.
Might be a Hail Mary here to win the game, to try and win the ball game here for the Eagles. Maybe a timeout. Yep, timeout Chapin. They're going to call it timeout. Try to design something up.
But going back, what a pass by Matthew Jameson to R.J. Mobley. 2 defenders on him and caught it in the end zone to give Flora the 3-point lead.
Yeah, I mean, that was a beautiful throw. I mean, Jameson had 2 brilliant touchdown passes to Mobley tonight to really help lead this Flora team. I mean, yeah, but with 5 seconds left to go here, I think Chapin just throws a Hail Mary. Maybe gets a Minneapolis Miracle here.
Anything to help out Chapin would be the time.
Maybe you try for a hook and ladder, maybe. Maybe Chapin goes for I think something that we could see is potentially a double pass. I wouldn't be surprised. Chapin maybe attempts it.
Something.
But granted, it looks like Flora's just going to play prevent defense right here, and they're just going to try and make sure Chapin cannot get into the end zone here. So they have 4 DBs way downfield here. Looks like they'll only run. Flora will rush 4, which is kind of surprising.
But they're going to have 4 in the backfield as they know Chapin's going to just try and heave it.
We could see a hook and ladder. Almost look like movement there on the D-line.
And
that's going to be our ball game.
AC Flora with the win. Your final score here, folks. AC Flora 28, Chapin 25. A great game here in Cecil Woolbright Field, but AC Flora comes up with the upset victory.
Yeah, great performance tonight.
Great performance from both teams. I think Chapin's problem was they just dropped some key passes, and I think that's what cost them in the end. AC Flora had a few penalties here and there, but in the end, a miracle pass to R.J. Mobley in the end zone with like a minute to go, and that was your ball game.
I mean, what a finish this ball game. I mean, we
great
thought
effort.
with 2:37 left, Chapin would have a shot to win the game, but instead, Flora comes up clutch with 32 seconds to go. Matthew Jameson with a huge touchdown pass to R.J. Mobley to win the game for the Falcons. And AC Flora move on to 2-2 on the season.
And Chapin falls to their first loss for this season.
And then Chapin next week.
Headed to Dutch Fork at Dutch Fork. Next week, AC Flora will be taking on Crestwood at Crestwood. So that'll be interesting for a region matchup for them as well.
I mean, the thing is, though, you don't want anything unsportsmanlike to happen here. Because remember last time, Flora had a win here in Chapin. There was a bit of issues after the game, and Flora about got thrown out for playoffs that year as well for their tactics that night.
They definitely had some procedures that caused quite some chaos, and since then has caused more security, and also recent events that has caused more security to be here at Chapin, just for the safety of everyone and for the players and fans alike. But from here all in CSPN Live and here at Chapin, my name's Hayden Skaggs.
And I'm Pearson Wyman. We thank you for joining us in tonight's matchup. And next time we'll be broadcasting, it will be 2 weeks when we face White Knoll here at Chapin. And try to be at the Dutch Fork game next week as Chapin takes on the 2-time defending 5A state champs in their first game in 5A region.
In the 5A Region 5. We'll see you then.